Welcome back to another broadcast here on Rio Sports Live. We are coming to you tonight in Sharyland at Rattler Stadium, Richard Thompson Stadium, that is, home of the Rattlers of Sharyland, as they take on the Mercedes Tigers and what will be our Rio Sports Live game of the week. On a Thursday night, two teams getting ready to start district play, both needing a win, coming in with records that are blemished, if you will, at 1-3 each. They want to put that aside and enter district play on a win, and both teams are capable of winning this football game. On paper, this looks like it could be an anyone's game, flip a coin, score as many points as possible, and it may take more than you think to win this game. Kevin Naro to my right-hand side wasn't able to be at the PSJA North game, despite the fact that we wanted to be there. But Kevin, this is a good place to be. Two teams trying to ramp up and get into district play.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an excellent football game. And speaking of points, what we were talking with pregame between both these coaches, that I know Mercedes is 1-3. I know Sharyland is 1-3. And I just think the records, these teams are better than their records show. Starting with Mercedes is, defensively, they've given up a ton of points, Joe, and that's not very characteristic of this Mercedes team. Week one, they lose 25-0 against Weslaco. The second week, you were there. Harlingen gives them a 76-piece. They lose that football game. Then they come back, and, they still give up 38 points, but the silver lining was they score 47. They get their first win against McAllen. And then last week, you talk about shootouts, track races. 100 points later, they wound up losing to La Feria 53-47. But the point being that in the last three games, offensively, they're averaging 38 points after being shut out in week one. And that's more what you've been accustomed to seeing really in these last 10 years when it comes to Mercedes football. Their offense, scoring points, they're going to use their athletes. Defensively, I know they're a little injured coming into tonight, but those are going to be some keys for them coming into tonight. And again, I know the record shows 1-3, but I do believe they are better than that. On the flip side, for Sharyland, they're also battling some injuries too, and they too are 1-3, and they're in a more unique district than Mercedes is when you talk about the teams that are in that district, and we'll talk more about that later in the broadcast. But for Sharyland, they've lost 3 in a row. They won their season opener against Pace. They lose in overtime against Hannah. They lose by a touchdown against Rowe, and then they lost pretty handily against Weslaco. We have a moment of silence. I think we're getting ready for the national anthem. So
we'll take a break. We'll come right back. Pre-game show continues. Brought to you by Pronto Insurance, the City of South Padre Island, the EDC of San Benito, and Luke Fruia.
Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
We're the St. Joe Bloodhound Cheerleaders, and you're watching Real Sports Live!
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
Do everything with speed.
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
insurance for all your
Barato.
needs. You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
Come on.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We are the Border Cowgirls, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeehaw!
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy one barbacoa taco and get one free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We're the San Bernardino Lady Trojans, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Our service is unmatched. Our commitment to our team and our community, relentless. Our products are innovative and exciting. Fruia, we're what's next now.
We are the Weslaco Lady Panthers, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
We are the Red Lady Raiders, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Back here on Real Sports Live as we're at Sharyland Rattlers, Richard Thompson Stadium. I'm going to call it Rattler Stadium about 5 more times before the night's over. Richard Thompson Stadium, as we are getting set for the Mercedes Tigers to take on the Sharyland Rattlers. Perfect night for football here on a Thursday. There's a decent crowd on hand. Normally these Thursday games, it is tough to draw big crowds. A lot of people are getting off work, trying to get 2 games, or in some cases they have to be at work tomorrow. And so therefore it is going to have smaller crowds on a Thursday. So those of you that are watching our game, appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be, whether that's on our social media platforms of Facebook and YouTube, whether you're on the web page, and soon on our platforms such as Roku TV and Amazon Prime, which Roku went into play this week, Amazon Prime next week. Both will be available for you to load onto your televisions and watch games as early as next week. Those watching right now on our social media platforms, like and share our videos and like and follow our page, if you will, on Facebook. Share the link on our YouTube as the Mercedes Tigers make their way out onto the field first. There is a check presentation happening down at the midfield area. This is a game broadcast in conjunction with the student-run broadcasting of Sherry ISD, and therefore the camera operations are 100% within the control of those with the Sharyland School District. And so regardless of what our television eyes are accustomed to being able to see regarding a broadcast, we are at the pleasure of receiving the video from the various schools that do this. However, I know we do have some fans out there that are pretty quick to point out that they wish we had better camera angles and things like that. And so what we do is we utilize the schools. We try to assist the schools and assist in training and providing guide for the students. But in this case, that's what we're looking at, is the stream provided from the school. The Sharyland Rattlers are ready to make their way out onto the field. The 2 carrying the American flag and Texas flag have made their way out on the field. And here comes the team, and you'll see them coming through the cheerleaders right now. This Rattler team, again, battling injuries throughout this season. And we talked to both coaches before this ball game, and while both talked about injuries, Kevin, one coach talked about working through it. You just got to keep playing regardless of who's out there. The other coach was saying it's time to run every play we thought about running before district play, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it here tonight. It's our last chance to get it done. So 2 different approaches from 2 coaches in a very similar situation. 1-3, injuries, and districts next week.
Right, and it's just what I like to call it's your final dress rehearsal for phase 2 of your season, and that's district play. And is it a must-win? No. You still got district play in front of you, but you want to go into district play with some momentum. And right now, both these teams, they'd have a lot of question marks, and I can guarantee you, Coach Adama and Coach Krell would like to have those answers by the end of the night and when they get into that film room tomorrow. But both these teams, very interesting coming in. Like I said, they're both 1-3. We were talking about Sharyland before the break, and, we've seen Bo Krell take the reins at quarterback, and he's a junior this year. He's played very well for Sharyland, and that wasn't the case at the beginning of the year. He was not the starter coming in, and he took the reins, like I said. And he's played well for his dad, who ironically is the coach. He's 44 for 95. He's thrown for 640 yards, and he's got a 66.1 QBR. So he started to figure it out. And ironically enough, Cole Gerlach, who was the quarterback last year, he stepped into the receiver role. And you always see that where a guy who plays quarterback can slide in and play receiver, and you see him step in and make something happen. He's got 9 catches, 192 yards, and a touchdown. I feel that, I know it's not easy, but when you see a quarterback step into a receiver role, they know the offense, they know the route tree more specifically, and it tends to be a little bit of an easier transition. But having Gerlach at the receiver with the receivers now only opens up this offense for much more things. They got Alec Gonzalez, Alan Guerrero. So they got more weapons than they did at the beginning of the year. And coming into tonight, I think, like I said, these coaches are looking to find more answers. Despite the 1-3 records, I feel these two teams are going to have playoff aspirations when it comes down to it.
One thing about it is the Mercedes Tigers did find the offense. I know Harlingen came out, and Harlingen was a lot more physical and a lot bigger. Even Coach Roger Adami alluded to the fact that that's probably as big a Harlingen team as he's ever seen. But they took their lumps. They did find ways to make some big plays, which was lost in the mix against the Harlingen Cardinals. Plays that we may not see other teams be able to do against the Harlingen Cardinals because it takes some elite athletes to get that done. They did find a way to score points. Sharyland, on the other hand, is looking at, man, we got a team that it looks like we can score a bunch of points with. This could be exciting. Mercedes to kick it off, and away we go. 12 minutes on the clock, a short kick. That is a live football bouncing around, and who gets it? Looks like the Rattlers did. That was dangerous right there.
I don't think Sharyland anticipated that onside kick, but that's where their offense is going to start. And like I mentioned, having Gerlach a part of the receiving core with Allen and Alec Gonzalez and Alan Guerrero, I think this is important for Sharyland to come out swinging out of the gate and be aggressive against a defense that's given up a lot of points through these first 5 weeks of the season.
That was a junior that recovered that kickoff. Eric Gonzalez out there at the, call it the 39-yard line for the Rattlers. They'll start the first drive of the ball game, and away we go. Man in motion left to right. They'll hand that off. Cutting back now up to the other side of the field is Alec Gonzalez. Tripped up. He'll gain 3. Ran a long way to gain 3 yards, though.
Yeah, just a jet sweep, something that Sharyland likes to do. And it's ironic because we were talking about it before the game that I feel not much has changed since Ron Adame stepped into the administration role with Craig Krell. You're going to see a lot of screens. You're going to see a lot of bubbles. You're going to see a lot of RPOs and those jet sweeps.
And a lot of receivers on the field, equally targets on any given play. 4-yard gain on first down at 2nd and 6. They'll run it off right tackle, and that goes nowhere. Nice play that time made by the Tigers. Coming in there first was Aaron Almaraz, linebacker who is active.
Yeah, Almaraz, they're going to need him to step up this evening. Roger Adame did mention he is down one of his key linebackers. He didn't mention the name, but we do know they're a little short-handed coming into tonight. So now you're looking at a 3rd and 6.
Santiago Longoria was a ball carrier, no gain. Empty backfield. Quarterback going to throw for the first time of the night over the middle. That's caught. First down for the Rattlers. A big play coming up. Block delivered down around the 35-yard line, and that's a first down.
That's Santiago Longoria, and he was lined up in the slot and just ran a slant route. Mercedes brought some pressure. That's a big kid. He's built like a fullback.
It's good enough for a 28-yard gain on the first pass play for the Sharyland Rattlers down to the 30-yard line. And in Mercedes territory, this is a short field possession for the Sharyland Rattlers after the kick was an onside looking kick. They started the drive just shy of their 40. First down play, they'll pass in traffic. That ball's tipped and incomplete around the 25-yard line.
Again, they were just going back to that slant route. That looked like Cole Gerlach from here wearing the number 6. Sometimes that 6 and 8 can get.
It's a 6, 8, or a 0. You
right.
Tell me. It could be Gabriel Garza, who is a wide receiver over there. That sure looks like a 0 to me, which we don't have a 0. That's an 8. That's an 8.
That's Gabriel Garza, so the intended receiver.
Second down and 10. They'll pass again. Rattlers sling it right side. That's caught at the 25-yard line. Yards after the catch. Down around the 16-yard line.
Jose Sanchez. So we're seeing 4 different receivers on this opening drive from Sharyland, and that's atypical of them to just kind of blend in everyone, kind of a receiver by committee.
It's good enough for a 12-yard gain and a first down. Bo Krell now 2 of 3 in the passing game for 40 yards in the opening drive. We're a couple minutes in. Ball down to the 15-yard line to the Mercedes Tigers. A red zone possession on first down, split backfield behind Krell. And he'll hand it off. Bouncing it outside is Alan Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets to the corner, gets down to around the 10-yard line, out of bounds there. That's a 6-yard gain.
going to mark that baby run around the 11-yard line, second down.
So second down coming up for Sharyland, and this is a good opening drive for this offense. It was rough last week. They only managed 10 points, and that was their biggest loss of the season, 41-10 against Westlaco. So you can bet that this offense, they're coming in hungry.
Second down and 4 yards to go. That was a 6-yard gain for Gonzalez. Rattlers have moved the ball relatively easily down the field, and the timeout is called, stopping the clock with 9:36 to go in the first quarter. Our game of the week is Sharyland at home against Mercedes, and we'll be back with more right after this.
I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you are watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Back here at Sharyland after the timeout, the Rattlers facing a 2nd and 4, hand the ball off, and this time the Tigers are in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of a couple yards. Longoria, the ball carrier, lost 2. Timeout called by the Mercedes Tigers, trying to slow this offense down. They don't want to get into another game like they did last week in La Feria, Kevin.
Yeah, and if they are, I mean, it's just going to be the same song, just different verse for Mercedes. 3rd and 7.
For the Rattlers, high snap. Krell rolls out to the right side, delivers a pass. That's going to be in and out of the hands of the receiver. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down now for the Rattlers.
Well, it's decision time for Coach Krell, and I think that's an easy one.
He appears to be leaving the offense on the field. No, they're going to kick it. Ball spotted down right around the 21-yard line. Krell will be the holder, though, so you have to watch him from the far hash mark. 8:55 to go here in the first quarter. 31-yard field goal attempt is along the way. It's long enough, and it is good. 3-0. Rattlers on top, but they'll kick it off. We've just begun here on a Thursday night. This is Real Sports Live.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We're the Pace Lady Vikings, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Back here on Rio Sports Live on a Thursday night, a 31-yard field goal by Kali Nguma. And Kevin, that was your talk before the kick. No-brainer. You got a kicker like Nguma, it's an easy call.
Well, see, I wasn't going to give him the announcer jinx. I wanted him to kick first, but the way I describe it is like you show up to a ballpark and you watch, guys like Giancarlo Stanton just hit BP and they hit it 500 feet, and it's like, wow, it's great to watch, and that's what's like watching Nguma pregame with his kicks. I mean, we were out there watching him kick from 40, from 50, so like I was saying, that's an easy call, but then I didn't want to give him the announcer jinx.
Well, you didn't, and he got it through, and I think he would have anyway. He could have kicked that from, it looked like about 50 yards away, the way it went through the uprights. 3-0 Rattlers. Mercedes will get their hands on the football, and if Sharyland looks at this game and saying we can score a bunch of points, Mercedes coming in saying we've been scoring a bunch of points. Let's see what we can do here. Here's Tyrell Trevino. Trevino has seam on the right side, down the sideline, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Good field position for the Tigers to start their first drive.
So I'm quickly learning that in any sport, whenever you have the best player on the field, you're going to have a chance. And right now, people can argue that Tyrell Trevino is the best player on the field. And right there, you saw it in the return game. This offense is going to go through him here tonight, whether it's in the passing game or the running game. He ran over for 200 yards last week against La Feria and scored 4 times, all on the ground.
First down play, Tigers going to run. Quarterback keeps it, takes it across the 40 to the 45-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain for Joseph Cisneros. If Trevino is the man to watch, Cisneros is the guy that orchestrates everything. He also is a dangerous man in the backfield, taking those snaps. 5-yard gain makes it 2nd and 5. We're in the first quarter with 8:19 to go. Running play right-hand side. That's across the midfield stripe. That'll be enough for a first down as the Tigers of Mercedes move the chains.
And what's impressed me is, you're looking at the stats, you look at the box scores, and yes, you see the losses, but you see this rushing attack from Mercedes and what they've been able to do.
That was Ethan Enciso on the carry, another run, and this one goes for short yardage. First time that Trevino touches it on a carry from scrimmage. Give him a credit for 1 yard. 3 plays all on the ground. Is that a surprise thus far for the Tigers?
On paper, no. And for me, you and I have covered this team plenty in this last decade. We know that they love that air raid. They love that spread. So when I was doing the homework and just looking at the numbers, I said, wow, Mercedes is – not that they've changed their brand, but they got the horses to run the football.
Empty backfield that time, and before the snap, the Mercedes Tigers have to burn another timeout. That's their second here in the first half, and we're in the first quarter. 7:29 to go. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break this down a little more. 3-0, Rattlers lead. Back right after this.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and/or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student, ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
Back here after the timeout, Mercedes had to burn that. And it's 2nd and 9, an empty backfield here for Cisneros. They overload the short side of the field to the left, man in motion. Now they'll hand it off on the read, and there's nothing there for Sanchez. He reverses field. Sanchez will not get back to the line of scrimmage as the Rattlers are all over that.
Alan Guerrero was the one who eventually made the tackle, but it was Santiago Longoria that he put first dibs on him. And fortunate for Sharyland, Guerrero was right there. That's just good tackling on Guerrero's part, because if he gets past him, that could be a first down and more for Mercedes.
3rd and long for the Mercedes Tigers. They got to get it inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line to get a first down. They're out at the 50-yard line. Hand off right side. They'll jet sweep it, and they've got some room. First down and more. Down inside the 35, down to the 30-yard line. Move the chains for the Mercedes Tigers, and Ciso had a lot of room to run.
And if it's not going to be Trevino, it's Enciso who on the ground too, 245 yards on the year. He's found the end zone 5 different times on 24 carries coming into tonight. So again, this rushing attack, it impressed me on paper.
They'll run it again right off of right tackle, and that's inside the 25. A good surge down around the 20-yard line. That's near a 10-yard gain, and that's just muscle football right up the middle, coming right at you.
I think they're going to give him 9 to mark him about a yard short of the first down.
Trevino, the ball carrier, one of the Rattlers, is shaken up just a bit. We'll keep it right here, reminding some of the fans of some of the other games. We do have the Harlingen game on tonight. We've got a game going on in Brownsville. A lot of fans have been asking all week and all day and all night, what about the PSJA North Vela game? Kevin, if ever there was a game we tried to get into, this has been 3 weeks in the works. We tried to open that door, but in this case, Rio Sports Live unable to get in to broadcast as the visiting crew at that PSJA North team. It's not that we didn't want to, though.
Right, and you and I have done this for a long time, and those are just the games that we work for and want to be a part of. But we'll scoreboard watch, and we'll see what's going on there. I picked PSJ North. I've already said that like publicly. So I picked them to win that football game. I just think, like I was talking with Ivan Palacios from the Monitor, that just the offensive line is the de facto for me. You talk about a football game with star power, they got it. But I think if you're going to talk X factor on the fly, that I think that's the X factor in that football game.
We'll keep our eyes on the scoreboard, and we'll keep you fans updated that are watching here. 6:25 to go after the injury. They'll crank the clock up here on a 2nd and 1 for the Tigers, and they'll run it again right side. That's enough for a first down around the 15-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. And Ciso, on his 3rd carry of the night, already has 32 yards, and the Tigers are averaging better than 6 yards a carry, all on the ground.
And last week, Charles Trevino, he carried the ball 12 times, 228 yards against that Lion defense.
They'll run it again. This is Trevino. He'll take it inside the 10, down to around the 7. And again, you don't have to fix it if it's not broken at all. And right now, the Tigers haven't needed to throw the football, and they are methodically marching downfield. 2nd and short coming up inside the 10. Terrell again hands it off right side, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown for the Mercedes Tigers. Was that Enciso or Trevino?
That was Enciso, number 20.
And what an answer for the Mercedes Tigers, marching it right downfield against the Sharyland Rattlers.
That was an excellent drive.
All on the ground for the Mercedes Tigers. 59 yards unofficially. The kick is away. It's long, high, and it is good. 7-3. The visitors on top. Our game of the week continues from Richard Thompson Stadium in Sharyland. Kickoff after this.
And you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
For quality care, contact Mesquite Home Health and Attendant Services today. In Brownsville at 594 Jose Marti Boulevard. Call today, 956-361-5558.
We here at Mesquite want to wish all local athletes good luck in today's game.
We're the Harlingen South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
Back here at Sharyland, 7-3 the score. Mercedes Tigers on top. Each team has had the ball once. Each team has scored points. And for the 2nd time on the game, the Rattlers will get it. This time it's a low rolling kick. Fielded inside the 20, back across there quickly to the 25-30. 31-yard line is where the Rattlers will take over. Already an update from the Vela game. Kevin.
No score, end of the first, and that game was going to be decided. Not decided, but you'd get a good feel from it on just who can control the emotions. And Vela came up with an interception. PSG North came up with a stop on 4th down. So kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. Harlingen's up on Laredo United 14-0 right now. So
I saw Harlingen a couple of weeks ago. You saw him for a quarter and a half last week. I'm telling you, fans, if you haven't seen him yet, you might want to put him on your radar. They are a really good football team and getting better in a hurry. First down play, we'll talk about that a little more. Blitz by the Tigers. They'll run away from that. Rattlers to the outside across the 35 to the 39-yard line.
Close to the 40-yard line.
Longoria has had himself very active first quarter, and
he caught a pass for 28 yards. That's his 3rd carry of the night. He's been a big part of this offense so far. 2nd down for the Rattlers. Clock running. We're going under 5 minutes on this play. Bo Krell has delivered 4 passes. 2 of those have been caught by receivers. He's 2 of 4 for 40 yards. Rattlers trying to respond to the Mercedes Tigers touchdown. Jet sweep right side, and this is Alec Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes a man miss, gets it out to the midfield stripe, brought down to the Mercedes Tigers 49, and that's a 12-yard gain.
Alan Gonzalez, and this offense is built around athleticism. And when you have guys like Alan Gonzalez, Guerrero, both Gonzalez's really, they're at their best when they're in space.
Alan Gonzalez wears the number 1. Alec wears the number 4. And they've got some athletes for this Sharyland Rattler team with 4:25 to go in the first quarter. Another blitz. This time they pick it up, and they'll throw out of that. Tipped and incomplete. Tigers got a hand on that one.
Pass intended for Alec Gonzalez, 2nd and 10.
I don't think Krell saw him. Again, they were looking over the middle again on that slant route, and they've been going over the middle. They've been going jet sweeps, and a lot. Mercedes was going a lot of zone read, pretty much that entire drive.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Rattlers. Krell has now missed on his last 2 passing attempts. Empty backfield. He'll look to throw a quick pass right side. That's going to be caught. And this is Jose Saenz. He had a catch earlier. This time he'll be brought down after a short gain. 3rd and long coming up for the Sharyland Rattlers.
Yeah, there's that quick screen game that we've just, like I said, since the Ron Adama days, that's their bread and butter. They like to run those screen routes.
3rd down, and you got to get a first down by getting inside the Mercedes Tiger 40. So if you get to the 39, you got a first down. Krell, though, with the ball sitting on his 47, has to get something done. Movement up front, and we'll take a look. It looks like the Rattlers were offsides.
Ball start against the offense. Number 56. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That'll be against the Sharyland team, and so 5 yards back. It was 3rd and long anyway, but now 3rd and longer. Ball back across their side of the 50 for the Rattlers. Well, again, is 3 of 6 for 43 yards, but most of that came on 1 catch by Santiago Longoria. Reeled in his only catch for 28 yards. 5 receivers set here for the Rattlers on this 3rd down play. Good snap. Krell has time, slings it right side. It's a short pass completed to the 45. That's 5 yards short of a first down. Another catch by Saenz.
That's a really good pitch and catch right there from Krell to Saenz.
4th and 6. The Rattlers bring in the punting team right away, Kevin.
Yeah, though, false starts, holding, those tend to be drive killers. And that last false start, they don't commit that penalty. They get that first down. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little surprised. 4th and 6, in my eye, I think that's manageable. In a game like this, your last game until district play, I'm surprised you're not going for it.
They will punt it away. It's a high kick. Return man nowhere near that as it goes out of bounds. Now that's going to be a short kick. So they had it with the line of scrimmage at the 45. And they'll mark the ball down at the 34. That's an 11-yard net punt for the Sharyland Rattlers. And if you would have told Coach that's what you're going to get, he definitely would have went for it on 4th down there. Now the Tigers take over, though, leading 7-3.
Well, yeah, see, because of the field position, you're going to flip it. How many yards are you going to give up? I don't know. For me, I don't want to say it's become a trend, but I've seen a lot of coaches gamble this year on 4th and short, really that I've seen in the past.
Tigers back on the offense, and they'll run it to the outside. This is Sebastian Villarreal off the direct snap. He'll take it out across the 35-yard line. Gains 3 on the play. And Mercedes has been known to do that too, Kevin. They'll take direct snaps. They'll line up with Cisneros in the backfield. They'll snap it right to Trevino, this time to Villarreal. It's always creative when you take a look at the Mercedes offense when they get it going. 2nd down here and 6 after the 4-yard gain on a read. They'll hand it off to the sweep outside, and this is Trevino. Penalty flags rain in on that. We could hear the coaching staff to our right side, which is the Sharyland bunch, talking about a hold. And, Kevin, that many flags in one place, normally that's a call.
Yeah, that's going to be coming back. It's 2 flags. 3 flags.
Yeah, everyone got in the mix.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
There's your call, 10 yards. That's a spot foul, and that is right around the line of scrimmage. So it was decision time for Sharyland. Could have made it 3rd and 6. In this case, keep it 2nd down, take the 10-yard penalty, move them back. And now the Mercedes Tigers will have to take the snap at their own 28-yard line. Tigers thus far have done it all on the ground. 10 carries, 62 yards. including a touchdown run. But now facing 2nd and 16, they'll look to throw for a first time. Looking, passing, and on the side, that's a short pass completed.
Knocked down right around the 32-yard
On the 32-yard line. Catch made by Xavier Sanchez.
Sanchez on that tackle. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your Chick-fil-A towels. Let's wave them up here.
Sanchez, his first catch. That's a first pass attempt for Joseph Cisneros. And now on a 3rd and 11, you would see that the Tigers may indeed be looking to throw this ball again on this drive. A lot of receivers on that far side of the field. They'll shift a man in motion to the near side, looking to throw, passing it right-hand side. That's caught. And that's Sebastian Villarreal that's directing the show. He'll complete the pass, short of first down yardage on the completion.
Yeah, Sebastian Villarreal, one of their go-to guys when Mercedes decides to throw the football. 32 catches, 97 yards coming into tonight.
Players shaken up on that play as well. 4th and 5 coming up for the Mercedes Tigers. And with 58 seconds to go in the first quarter, we'll take a break and come right back after this.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
We're the Valley View Lady Tigers, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Quick timeout there for the injury. Mercedes facing a 4th and 5. Now have Terrell Trevino back in punt formation. Interesting answer when we asked Roger Adame, the head coach for Mercedes, about the injury situation. And Kevin, he summed it up by one sentence. It's okay as long as 22's healthy.
No, yeah, and he's not wrong. Like I said, when you have the best player on the field, you're going to have a shot.
And he is back in punt formation, so you got to keep an eye on his ability to run from back there. And he will run. This is Trevino. He needs to get across the 40 to get a chance. Gets out of bounds, and that's close to first down yardage. We'll take a look at the spot.
Ooh, that is so close.
Let's take a look on the replay and see how close he came.
Fabian Garza was right there. Garza, if he makes that tackle, it's a turnover.
Needed to get to the 44. Looks like he stepped out right at the 44.
Let's look again. See Fabian Garza right there. If he makes that tackle.
The officials are, they have not indicated yet. They haven't even moved the chains from the original line of scrimmage. Was there a penalty thrown on that? I didn't see any flags, but they haven't moved the down marker yet.
But see on the replay, I think it wasn't a clean snap. That ball skipped on the turf. I think if Trevino gets a clean snap, he might be able to pick up that first down.
The camera is going to pick up the chain gang, we hope, as they come across. And that guy right there on your screen, ever so slightly on your screen, is the man that everyone will be watching. And we're just going to have to trust us when we tell you what's happening. Again, this is student-run camera operations here at Sharyland. We have no input whatsoever during a broadcast. And watch the reaction. There's the spot. That's within inches either way. Sharyland saying he didn't get it. The officials say he did. First down. How about that, Kevin?
I mean, for the ref, he's swamped. See right now, Sharyland, they're trying to plead their case.
They're like, get a credit card out.
Yeah.
And see which spy that football's on.
Right, the old index card. Was that Gene Steratore? Or who was that a couple years ago?
Yeah, that wanted an
with
index
an index card. Oh, wow. That's crazy because you have the entire coaching staff surrounding the official.
And you had a coach for Sharyland emphatically saying, no, we didn't get it. That's our ball. And it was going to be a first down anyway. No matter how you slice it, fans, it was which way we were going. Tigers convert on 4th down, they'll keep the offense on the field. Circle that as a play here in the first quarter with 22 seconds to go that may swing this game. Cisneros back in at quarterback, hands it off, and now in the secondary on his feet down across the 40-yard line and down to around the 36-yard line. What a run there.
Yeah, Trevino, he's a violent runner, and he looks for contact. Trevino's built like a linebacker.
He'll go for 22 there. Still 10 seconds on the game clock. They haven't started it up yet. Now they will. They'll hand it off again. This time in the secondary once again. Tripped up around the 25-yard line. That's Enciso. Boy, that Enciso-Trevino combination is lethal here in the first quarter. 13 more yards on the ground. Over 100 yards in the first quarter accumulated by this Tiger offense, and they'll go into the second quarter up 7-3 with the football and a first down at the 24 of their opponent. We'll be back with more after this.
All you padrinos and tell them thank you for the salon, the tamales, the dress, el DJ.
Ay, Ama, you called them. I didn't even want a quinceañera in the first place. I would have preferred to have gone to Paris instead.
I will fine. I'm gonna give you your surprise gift early.
Huh?
Guess what? You're going to Paris.
How?
Well, I've been saving mucho dinero all year in insurance thanks to Pronto Insurance.
Let's just skip the quinceañera and go straight to Paris.
Call your padrinos right now.
Okay.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
I love what I do.
Back here on Rio Sports, we're at Sharyland. Second quarter ready to begin with the Mercedes Tigers up 7-3. They've got the ball inside the Rattlers 25. They'll run it, bounce it right side, and staying on his feet down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Trevino on another carry. Tyrell Trevino now 6 carries for 49 yards. Ethan Enciso has 5 carries for 53 yards, including a touchdown. In this ground game for Mercedes, well, it's going to be not as good as they think here because that's a holding call.
Yeah, we'll see how Mercedes deals with that holding call because you've seen it as much as I do. Whenever you get those holding calls, they're drive killers.
Especially if you're a running team. The running teams seem to have as much of a problem adjusting as anyone. This is Cisneros at quarterback. He'll keep it, bounce it outside. He's got back to the original line of scrimmage, back down around the 18-yard line, and that's good enough for a 12-yard gain on a carry by Joseph Cisneros.
Yeah, those zone reads, once you've established the running game like Mercedes has with Enciso and Trevino, that opens up a lot of options for your quarterback, Cisneros.
Second down play, and on the read, they'll hand it off, and this time the Rattlers are there to shut that play down for maybe a 1-yard gain.
Because he can give it or he can take it, and it's dictated on the linebackers on what they're going to do, and that'll tell the quarterback, I'm either going to keep it or I'm going to give it off to either Enciso or Trevino, and I think Mercedes has done a good job on establishing those two early in that first quarter, and right now it's just pick your poison.
Enciso now in the backfield to the right side of Cisneros on this 3rd down and 9 play. He'll look to throw, looking right side. That's going to be in traffic and incomplete.
4th down situation coming up. Pass intended for Hernandez.
4th down play for the Mercedes Tigers. Now, you said earlier Sharyland will kick a field goal, and no thought about it whatsoever. Here, Tigers leave the offense on the field, apparently.
Yeah, no, Nanguma's special. Let's put it that way. Not every team has a kicker like Nanguma, but for Mercedes, like Roger said, it's just let's empty out the tank. And let's push all our chips.
Empty backfield here. Trevino goes in motion to the left side. Far side of your field there. They're looking now as Cisneros is pressured. Gets away from the rush. Takes it upfield. He will not get the first down yardage. He'll gain yards, but the Rattlers turn it over on downs.
Ooh, that was close. Not only were they made the tackle, but on the replay, I thought they might have gotten flagged for a face mask right there. But I'm way up here, so. But just the way the body reaction, it looked like was like, oh, that might be.
Usually when you see that head snap around
Right,
like that,
right.
that's a result of somebody got
right
in the face mask or at least on the helmet area.
Right.
But the Rattlers are able to stop the Tigers' drive and take over at their own 16-yard line, first down. The Rattlers have been limited on offense, kicked a field goal after their first possession. Quarterback keeps it, pressured, wants to throw, going to run. Hit as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good containment, better coverage downfield by the Tigers.
Yeah, good defense there from Mercedes. But, defensively for Sharyland, that's a good stop for them. They really struggled on that opening drive. But again, that holding call, a big factor.
That's Alec Gonzalez back at quarterback right now for the Rattlers. We'll keep an eye on that. Gonzalez takes a snap, rolls out right-hand side, delivers a pass. It's high, but it's caught across the 22 to the 23-yard line. He'll find Bo Krell, who turns receiver. Kevin?
It's not the first time we've seen Sharyland. They'll what is it? Not a carousel, but they'll platoon quarterbacks in. We saw it years ago with Lance Madden and Diego Chrysler.
They'll say that was Alejandro. Oh, I remember those teams.
Yes.
They'll say that was Alejandro Herrera who got the catch. Yeah, we talked about, even when we talked about it on the field earlier, that this still has the feel and the look of some Ronadami teams. Those were some fun teams to cover when they had those quarterbacks platooning. More times than not, platooning quarterbacks just doesn't quite work, but he made it work.
Yeah, he figured it out. That's the thing, is that those two guys could get it. And mind you, before them, they had Tres Barrera. Hello. We'll talk more later about the mission lineage of quarterbacks.
Oh, there's another one. Here's a running play to the outside. This is Gonzalez again. Gets it out across the 30. There was a penalty involved that moved the ball a little further upfield for Sharyland.
Well, it was an offsides call against Mercedes, and it gave Sharyland a first down. Or excuse me, it was a. They got 1st and 8 up on the scoreboard. But it's second down, yeah.
Second down,
yeah, they gave him
8, yeah.
Yeah, they gave him the first down on the offsides. It should be 2nd and 8.
That's where we're at. Second down, 8 yards to go. Looks like Krell is back in at quarterback now, waiting to take this snap at his own 25-yard line. And he will throw to the right side. Got a man there, and it's dropped incomplete. Wouldn't have been first down yardage, but yards after the catch were available.
Yeah, signs the intended receiver, and drops will hurt, and penalties will hurt. Those are all just small ingredients to those drive killers that we talked about.
Third down for the Rattlers. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. There's 9:07 remaining here in the first half. Split backfield behind Krell on 3rd and long. He'll roll right, has protection, delivers a ball, caught. First down to the 44-yard line. The Rattlers remove the chains.
Good throw, good hit, good catch. Signs made up for it there.
That's his 4th catch. And Jose Signs now with 4 catches for 37 yards. Krell now 5 of 9 for 65 yards in the passing game. And Sharyland has moved the ball now out across their 43 to the 44-yard line. Each team scored on their first possession of this game. The third time the offense has been on the field for the Rattlers. Blitz comes, they'll pick it up and then run up the middle off of that. Alec Gonzalez, short gain there. Call it 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, not a lot of running room right now. When they try and go up the middle, there's not much running room there. But when Sharyland gets it to the outside with those jet sweeps, they've been able to be successful.
Second down play for the Rattlers. Krell stays in at quarterback, takes the high snap, drops back. Penalty flags on the play as he rolls out. He'll just keep it. Step out of bounds out across the 47. Now we'll take a look at that penalty flag.
They came in from the secondary, so probably in the area of a hold.
You hear the train whistle. This is one of those stadiums that you can close your eyes and know where you're at.
Yeah. Yep. Defensive holding. Yeah, old 83. Right here, just on the south side. You can see the baseball field from here.
Talk about the quarterbacks, Kevin. That baseball diamond there is one reason, one of the many reasons why the quarterback string just continues to roll through here.
Yeah, Gerlach can play a heck of a third base. And then just all the names that have come through that baseball program.
First down for Sharyland. Now they're in Mercedes territory at the 42. They pick up a blitz. Krell delivers a pass. He's got a man. That's caught, and here comes Longoria. Longoria to the right side. Got a first down inside the 30. Stays on his feet to the 25, to the 23-yard line.
Perfectly set up on that screen. And just busted coverage there from Mercedes. Longoria. As soon as he caught that football, we knew there was going to be a first down and more.
It's his second catch of the evening, both over 20 yards. 2 catches, 52 yards for Longoria. There's an injury on the field. We'll keep it right here. Kevin, tomorrow morning, you weren't able to make it to the PSJA North game, but that's not because we didn't want there. But tomorrow, on the road, St. Joe and in Victoria for what looks to be a good game.
Yeah, Victoria, St. Joe, Brownsville, St. Joe, they're starting district play. I think Tino Villarreal said it's been about 5 years since they played. But the game's actually going to be played in Edna, Texas, and that's Edna High School. They're a 3A just south of Wharton. So we'll be, maybe an hour away from Houston, and I think Larky and I checked the GPS. I think it's about a 4-hour drive. But so what if you're St. Joe? They have district games in Austin, San Antonio. You remember when they would play Dallas?
Yep.
So it's just another road trip for Brownsville St. Joe. They're coming out of a bye week. That's the key. You talk about teams that are hungry with Mercedes and Sharyland. Guarantee you St. Joe, they got whipped pretty good at home 2 weeks ago against Brownsville Veterans. So the Bloodhounds, phase 2 of their season, starting district play tomorrow night.
First down here for Sharyland. Ball at the 23. That game is scheduled for a 7:30 kickoff, I believe. Right side pass for the Rattlers. That's completed inside the 20-yard line. This is a long, sustained drive by Sharyland. Not looking at big plays, but just effective moving the ball down the field against Mercedes.
Yeah, in that first quarter, you kind of got a feeler of what this football game would look like, and Mercedes wanted to establish the run. I thought they did that really well. And right now, Sharyland, they're just getting it done right now, I think, offensively. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy.
2nd and 5, Krell hands it off. They'll run it outside left and turn the corner. Penalty flag on the play as they get inside the 10 to the 5. That penalty flag is in a position where it looks like it may be coming back.
Yeah, that's right in the area of holding. But again, they go zone read and they go to the outside.
Would have been 1st and goal for Sharyland at the 5.
Yeah, it's coming back. See, those are those, you can circle it. Those are drive killers, but Sharyland's been most successful when they've been able to get outside to the onto the perimeter. Well, Mercedes got a holding call that stalled their drive. Now Sharyland, well, they're going to be pushed behind the sticks.
Sharyland with 125 yards of offense so far, 32 of that on the ground, 93 through the air. And they face a 2nd and 14 here with 6:45 to go in the second quarter. Pass by Krell, caught outside the 20, diving across that 20 after the catch. Back to Gabriel Garza. That puts you in a what we call a manageable situation here for the Rattlers on 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
Yeah, 3rd and 6. It's definitely manageable, but again, we've seen the special teams, if needed, which we'll see after this, but definitely a manageable play.
They're definitely in field goal range, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Third down play. 6 yards to go for Sharyland. Krell to throw. Underneath, that's caught. First down coming up for the Rattlers. Inside the 10, move made, now down to around the 7-yard line. That's yards after the catch. That's Santiago Longoria once again. He'll move those chains after a 13-yard pickup.
Yeah, just beautifully designed. They just cleared everyone out. Longoria stayed, threw in a chip block, then just snuck out of the backfield. And he was wide open. That's twice on the screen game that they found him.
You can see he also was willing to take hits. He wasn't running away from guys. He was running into defenders. You always like to see that as a coach when your receivers want to be just as physical as the secondary. First and goal now for Sharyland Rattlers. Krell takes the snap, hands it off. Running side, this is Longoria. Driving forward, he'll take it inside the 5, down to around the 3. Second and goal coming up. You're just joining us. Sharyland kicked the field goal to start it. Mercedes answered with a touchdown, and now a long sustained drive by the Sharyland Rattlers have them second and goal inside the 5. High snap, Krell to throw, looking for the fade route. It's going to be incomplete.
They were looking for Alec Gonzalez. You know, those fade routes, you know, it's a lot like art. It takes time to build that chemistry. Good thrown ball by Krell, though.
First thing you teach is make sure that the only guy that can catch it's a receiver. He did that. Timeout on the field. It'll be third and goal. We'll keep it right here. Reminding you we have other games going on tonight. Yes, the Harlingen game is on. We have Rudy is up the road in Roma taking care of that one. How good is Harlingen, Kevin? This is going to be a real eye-opener for some fans, how they play against this Laredo team this week, because this is a good one.
Yeah, you know, that 36A district is a lot better than people think. I talked with Coach Damian Gonzalez last night. That Eagle Pass is really good. United arguably has the best quarterback in the region, is what I'm told. United South last week, again, small sample size. I can see where they were going to give Harlingen fits. But Harlingen, you know, again, a quarter and a half, they were as good as advertised with what they did now, albeit they fumbled 3 times in that first quarter. United South fumbled twice. They threw a couple of picks, but it was also pouring rain, so the weather was not ideal. But you put those two on a neutral site, good weather, I think you're in for a good one. But yeah, Harlingen is a lot better than people think.
And this is a better test than what people, when they look at records of a 1-3 team. Keeper, right side. This is Gonzalez. Delivers a pass. That's caught. Touchdown, Sharyland Rattlers.
Good play design on the play action. You know, Krell sold it well. Got it on the Josh Moody lone instant replay.
Yeah, this is
oh, that's not
Gonzalez.
Krell. Correction.
That's Gonzalez, yeah.
Yeah, that came out of the Wildcat. Excuse me.
Trying to pick up who caught that. I think it was Gabriel Garza.
Yeah, forgive me on that one. Yeah, he just came out of the Wildcat.
See if we can see the receiver here. The extra point's good. Sharyland on top 10-7. We'll take a break after this replay. Who was the receiver that catches his pass?
Victor Solis.
Kickoff after this.
I love children. One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
Our service is unmatched. Our commitment to our team and our community, relentless. Our products are innovative and exciting. Fruia, we're what's next now.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy one barbacoa taco and get one free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
10-7 the score. Kickoff by the Sharyland Rattlers. Fielded by the Tigers out across their 25 to the 30-yard line. Sideline out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That becomes a good return by Zazanaya Gonzalez. The senior had more room than he thought when he first caught that. And now it's in the back and forth affair. Tigers' turn. Down 10-7. They'll have the ball.
Sharyland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential.
First down run, and this is Trevino. Trevino's got a lot of room. 50-yard line, 45-40. Trevino to the sideline, out of bounds around the 35-yard line. That's a 16-yard gain.
We're going to mark that baby right at the 35, first and 10, Tigers.
Terrell Trevino now with 7 carries for 65 yards in the first half for the Mercedes Tigers, and they are averaging better than 8 yards a carry as a team on the ground here in this game. First down play, chains hadn't even been set. They'll run it, get it across the 30-yard line, and they'll gain 5.5 more on that carry as they give it back to Trevino.
14-7 at half. PSJ North leads. Matt Stepp letting us know that the PSJ North offensive line has been the factor that they've dominated in that first half. It is a quick first half.
Means a lot of running plays. The offensive line is dominating. Yep. You can ball control a Vela team out of the mix. Keep that offense off the field. A couple-yard gain there.
I'm really impressed with Mercedes, though, with what they're doing offensively. You know, like I said in the pregame, that since that loss, they're averaging 38 points.
Timeout called on the field, 4:14 to go. Yeah, you're looking at 20 carries already as a team, 153 yards on the ground. Trevino was 71 rushing yards, and Ciso 7 carries, 57 yards. And that two-back combo is going to open some things up for the quarterbacks as well, Kevin, as they look into district play.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, coming into tonight, you know, they had question marks and they wanted answers. And I think right now this is probably the most complete they've played throughout the non-district portion of the season. But, you know, when you have a rushing attack like they've been doing it tonight with Anciso and Trevino, especially out of that zone read, you're going to give a lot of opportunities to your quarterback.
3rd and short here for the Tigers after the timeout was called. And they'll run it to the right side, and that will not get a first down as the Rattlers are able to make a stop.
Yeah, you know, and let's give Sharyland some credit defensively. Outside of that opening drive, they've been able to come up with a couple of stops.
Brings up a 4th and 1 here for the Tigers. They get it across the 25, they'll have a first down. Tigers, though, facing a 4th and 1. Trailing 10-7, 3:35 and counting here in the second quarter of play. Empty backfield. They'll look to the sideline, and a timeout is called. Sharyland wants to talk it over defensively. Kevin, this is a big stop opportunity here for the Sharyland Rattlers as we'll keep it here before the break.
Yeah, and right now I feel Sharyland has the momentum. You know, they just went down and scored, and I think the way this half is mapping out, you know, if Sharyland can come up with a stop and they can run that 2-minute offense and make it a 10-point game going into the half. But if you're Mercedes right now, if you get this first down, you know, you got the football in your back pocket and you also have the clock working to your advantage. So I think even if they don't convert here, I still think you go for it on 4th down. Oh, excuse me, it is 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and 1.
But point is, you're in 4-down territory from here on out with 3:30 left if you're Mercedes. But
looking further ahead, it will be the Rattlers receiving the second half kickoff. And so here we are on this 4th and 1 for the Tigers. They'll keep Trevino in the backfield. He's going to take the direct snap as well. Terrell Trevino has it, runs it, first down to the 10 or to the 20. They needed 1, they got 6.
Yeah, that's just that's easy pickings for Mercedes. It's just, backyard football where you give the ball to your best player, follow your best blocker. You need 1 yard, get you 6.
Trevino now splits out as a slot receiver. They'll look to run. This is Enciso. Enciso down to the 10, to the 5, and it's 1st and goal coming up for the Mercedes Tigers.
It's a change of pace because Enciso's going to run you over. Although I know I did say that Trevino looks for contact, but he's got that quick step where he can run around you. Now Enciso just looks to run through you, over you.
He'll get it again, running hard, bounces off one man, then he's met and stood up and stopped right at the 4.5-yard line. Yeah, it's a bruising time of a back, Enciso. He does have speed. Don't kid yourself. He's quick, but man, he is low to the ground and is a heavy ball carrier when he's coming at you. They'll run it to the outside on the sweep. Rattlers string it out, diving to the pylon. Is he in? Yes, touchdown.
Wow, what a run by Tyrell Trevino. It didn't look like he had a lot of running room, but he was able to use that speed and get to the corner. And
take a look on our Josh Moody replay screen, brought to you by Josh Moody Loans.
Yeah, that jet sweep right there. I thought he was dead to rights. He dove for that pylon.
3 yards through the air for the touchdown, and the Tigers regain the lead. Extra point is up and good. 14-10. Visitors back on top. There is 2:27 to go in the first half, and the Rattlers will have it after this.
Character. Sharyland ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
We're the St. Joe Bloodhound Cheerleaders, and you're watching Real Sports Live!
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
Do everything with speed.
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
Insurance for all your needs.
Barato.
You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
I'm out.
Pregúntale a tu agente cómo ahorrar con Pronto, porque más barato, nadie.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender. Kickoff, and it's going to be a deep kick. It goes into the end zone. And so Sharyland, you talked about it, Kevin, on that drive, the way it was shaping up. Sharyland looked as if they were going to get pretty good field position and time on the clock, despite being down now 14-10.
Yeah, well, that was the thing I was saying about Mercedes is that, you can get this first down, but you're in 4-down territory, and even if you get the first down, you have the time on your side. Now, they're going to give Sharyland. Now they can run their 2-minute offense. You're giving them an opportunity.
Rattlers have shown they can get it done through the air. They're 10 of 15 in the passing game for 120 yards. Krell, the quarterback, hands it off. They'll run it. Left side now up the middle to the 35 to the 37-yard line. That's a 13-yard gain on a carry by Longoria. He's their primary ball carrier so far in this game. 5 carries, now 24 yards.
Yeah, you're seeing Trevino, you're seeing Anisco, and you're seeing Longoria all featured in this football game. And right now, Coach Krell, they're just turning Longoria loose, and they're using him in the passing game with screens. And he's a physical presence, too. Like I said, that first catch he made, he ran a slant earlier and caught it for a first down.
He's in the backfield here, a pass play, and that's caught. A big hit delivered. That stays in bounds. The clock will run. Be a 5-yard gain. Another catch by Gabriel Garza, his second of the game. Minute 40 to go here. Now the Rattlers have one timeout left. The clock says Mercedes has 2. I believe they're down to 1 as well. Right now Mercedes not wanting to stop this clock. Sharyland on a second down. Krell rolls right, looks, delivers. That's caught near first down yardage. Now staying on his feet, trying for some extra yards. They'll finally blow that play down. Now we'll look at the forward progress after the catch by Alec Gonzalez.
I think the forward progress, they're giving it to him at the 47-yard line.
So that's a pretty kind spot because a lot of times you'll see a receiver bounce off a defender, and when they regain their footing, a lot of times that's where it's established that was your progress because you regain control.
With that, I'm just surprised they let that play go on. Usually they blow it dead.
3rd and 1, pass play Krell. That's completed for a first down. He went back to Gabriel Garza, spins past the defender, down to the 44. First down for Sharyland, stops the clock with 47 seconds to go.
Just a curl route there for Garza. He's been their steady hand in the receiving game and shook off that first guy, that would-be tackler, and was able to pick up a first down. So now, time is of the essence here, though. 46 seconds. You don't have any more timeout, so that kind of limits what you can do offensively.
Any incomplete pass will stop the clock. Anything out of bounds will stop the clock. Any first down will momentarily stop the clock. But again, it goes back to Kevin, the weapon Sharyland has in their back pocket is, if needed, you don't need many more yards, and you have a kicker that is within range.
Right.
He can reach that goalpost.
Right. So with 46 seconds, you gotta. If you're Mercedes, you gotta defend the sidelines. You want to make them go over the middle. But I think there's still plenty of time. You can also spike it too, but.
Krell with a first down opportunity here. Has 2 receivers either side of the field and a single back in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the Mercedes 43. And he'll drop back to throw. A deep drop. Slings it to the right side. That's caught. That's a first down for the Rattlers. That's an 11-yard gain.
Yeah, right at the 30. That was Jose Sanchez, a senior receiver, just showing, that veteran savviness. He knew where the sticks were.
Now another pass play is complete out across the 25. The clock will stay running. Alex Gonzalez did not get out of bounds. It's a 5-yard gain. 20 seconds to go here for the Rattlers. Second down play, and Krell will spike it with 17 ticks to go.
So now you got at least one more play. Now, depending on how they want to go about this, if they're comfortable with sending Nguma out there, they can take a shot to the end zone, or they can pick up a couple more yards,
spike
it or get out of bounds, or if it's not there, throw it away. You don't want to take a sack here. That's the thing. You got to be careful.
If he were kicking a field goal right now, it would be in the 42-yard range, which we know he's got that kind of a leg. They would spot it down at the 32. Rattlers on a 3rd down play. Krell back to throw. Rushed out of the pocket. Krell now delivers in traffic. A sliding attempt, incomplete pass, and now 4th down.
Yeah, see, they wanted to go deep. Krell looked deep, but wasn't there, so they're just good decision-making by the junior.
And right now they're leaving Krell in the game. And now they're bringing the field goal unit in. And this will be Kali Nguma, the senior kicker. And it'll be a 41-yard attempt. Meanwhile, a timeout is called on the field.
Mercedes used their last timeout.
I think the Tigers really kind of helped the Rattlers out there because I'm not sure the Rattlers were going to get that play off. They were having trouble getting personnel in position for that field goal attempt.
Right, yeah. Sharyland looked a little confused. We're going to kick it or we're not. And then you saw Nguma take off there onto the field. So
not that the clock, as far as the scoreboard clock was running, but the play clock was going, and that was going to tax them 5 yards. So the Tigers did call the timeout. Maybe they wanted to get some personnel in there as well to go after this kick. As again, Roger Adame told us right up, we're going to do the things we haven't done yet if given opportunities to get ready for that district play. If you got a special teams kick block in your back pocket, this is where you would bring in the right personnel. Ball down at the, it'll be spotted at the 31-yard line of the Tigers from the near hash mark for Nguma. A lot of movement up front. Did they get him to jump? That's the question. Who did jump there?
Yeah, I think they got Mercedes to jump on the hard count.
They'll call it against Sharyland, though. So there's 5 yards. And now you're asking Nguma to kick a 46-yard field goal. I didn't watch him in practice, but you've seen him. He's definitely got this kind of range.
Yes, yeah, he's got this range. And
46-yard attempt for the Rattlers with 10 seconds to go in the half. Good snap, ball down, kick is up, and it's blocked. Blocked by the Tigers. They'll recover it inside the 50, clock running with 2 seconds to go in the first half. I told you, Kevin, get the right guys in. If you've got a block kick in your back pocket, time to bring them out.
Just emptying out. Yeah, just emptying it out right there. Big change of events. Big momentum shift.
Tigers leading 14-10. 2 seconds to go in the half. Do you dare just dial up a Hail Mary kind of pass here if you're Mercedes, or do you take a 14-10 block kick to close out the first half?
We're talking about emptying out the tank, right? And that's what Mercedes
so
did
you
on the
throw
special
one downfield.
teams. No, I think they're lined up to take a knee.
5 receivers.
I mean, I would, but
5 receivers set here for the Tigers. They will pass. It's tipped incomplete, and that'll do it. First half in the books. Welcome to our halftime show here. Reminding you at halftime, we're at the mercy of the cameras of Sharyland. We'll do what we can if they show the band. The Tigers didn't bring a band here tonight, so the only band performance will be Sharyland, and we're at the mercy of whatever they show on their screen. Kevin and I will break down the first half for you. We'll give you some first half highlights, and we'll get you set for the second half. We'll talk about some additional games coming up tomorrow and Saturday. From Sharyland, 14-10. Tigers lead it. It's halftime. Back after this. Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
Traigo 100 kilos de ropa, lo que se me antoja, dinero en el banco. Muchos me andan criticando, pues traigo carrazos que como le hago. Tengo aseguro del bueno, pronto y flexible y sale barato. Es mi corrido humilde, que no se te olvide que me ando ahorrando.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We're the Harlingen South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
We are back here at halftime. Now the band is performing. Again, we'll hope that the Sharyland ISD cameras keep rolling. I'll tell the fans same thing I normally do. I could do this. And that means I can turn the crowd mic up well enough for you to hear everything going on the field. But during these dance routines, because of being on social media platforms of Facebook and YouTube, will be shut down if we leave the licensed music up. So we'll keep the mic down once the music starts, but we'll let you see the performance through the lens of the cameras of the Shary ISD.
First Lieutenant Jalen Luna. Co-captain, Valeria Mendoza. And your captain, Samantha Rojas. Debonair of the week is Maria Munoz. Let's hear a big round of applause for the Debonaires as they dance to Cotton Eye Joe.
This is where we shut the audio portion down, leave the video going, and then we'll bring the audio back up for the band.
For the Mercedes Debonair.
Again, we'll leave our cameras rolling in hopes that the Sherry ISD video crew picks up the band performance. If they don't, we'll run your first half highlights for you. Right now you'll see the middle of the field, and I'm hoping they go a little wider on that. When our crews are in full production, Rio Sports Live, we'll have guys on the camera, guys and girls on our cameras. By the way, we're looking for camera operators in a big way on Rio Sports Live. As we move forward into playoff situations, the ability for us to use our video switchers is going to be more and more important for us to be able to proceed with playoff coverage regardless of the sport. So we'll be looking for camera operators. If you have camera experience, if you want to get some camera experience on Rio Sports Live, I say it all the time, you won't get rich, but you'll be able to gain the experience and get a little bit of pay. But we are looking for camera operators in a big way on Rio Sports Live. We'll turn it over to the PA announcer and what performance you can see from the band.
Tonight we will present our 2022 UIL Picture Jubilee Show entitled Egypt. Music from Desert Winds, The Prince of Egypt, Walk Like an Egyptian, and Arabian Night. Featuring soloist Jesus Martinez on mellophone and Jared Abrego on trumpet, and Jacob Carabay and Francisco Alvarado on tuba. Drum majors, take it away.
And there's your performance at halftime by the Sharyland marching band. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you the first half highlights. 12:55 to go before the second half kickoff. 14-10 the score. Mercedes Tigers lead the Sharyland Rattlers. We'll let you see the video highlights on how that score happened, and then we'll break it down and get you ready for the second half. This is Rio Sports Live.
Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
I'm a 5th grader at Champion Elementary, and next year, I'm going to be at 6th grade at Perkins Middle School.
My favorite thing about my school is that they make it fun for us to learn. As an 8th grader, I will be able to take high school classes in middle school.
Well, I take a lot of the dual enrollment classes that TSC offers to us.
They have given me an early start on what I want to become in the future, which is a mathematics teacher.
That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
Hi, I'm Rodo Rodriguez and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
Backfield, quarterback going to throw for the first time of the night over the middle. That's caught. First down for the Rattlers. A big play coming up. Block delivered down around the 35-yard line, and that's a first down. Again, Rattlers sling it right side. That's caught at the 25-yard line. Yards after the catch, down around the 16-yard line.
Jose Sanchez, so we're seeing 4 different...
We Do Here shakes the world.
Back here at Sharyland after the timeout, the Rattlers facing a 2nd and 4, hand the ball off, and this time the Tigers are in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of a couple yards. 1-yard field goal attempt is along the way. It's long enough, and it is good. 3-0, Rattlers on top, but they'll kick it off. We just scoring a bunch of points. Let's see what we can do here. Here's Tyrell Trevino. Trevino has a seam on the right side, down the sideline, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Good field position for the Tigers to start their first drive. Yard gain makes it 2nd and 5. We're in the first quarter with 8:19 to go. Running play right-hand side. That's across the midfield stripe. That'll be enough for a first down as it narrows. They overload the short side of the field to the left. Man in motion. Now they'll hand it off on the read. And there's nothing there for Sanchez. He reverses field. Sanchez will not get back to the line of scrimmage as the Rattlers are all over that. The yard line. Hand off right side. They'll jet sweep it, and they've got some room. First down and more. Down inside the 35. Down to the 30-yard line. Move the chains for the Mercedes Tigers.
This rushing attack, it impressed me on paper.
They'll run it again right off of right tackle, and that's inside the 25. A good surge down around the 20-yard line. That's near a 10-yard gain, and that's just muscle football right up the middle. Marching downfield. 2nd and short coming up inside the 10. Terrell again hands it off right side, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown for the Mercedes Tigers. Trying to respond to the Mercedes Tigers touchdown. Jet sweep right side, and this is Alec Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes a man miss, gets it out to the midfield stripe. Brought down to the Mercedes Tigers 49, and that's a 12-yard. Good snap. Krell has time, slings it right side. It's a short pass completed to the 45. That's 5 yards short of a first down. Another catch by Krell. Passing it right-hand side. That's caught. And that's Sebastian Villarreal that's directing the show. He'll complete the pass. Short of first down yardage on the completion.
Yeah, Sebastian Villarreal, one of their go-to guys.
So you got to keep an eye on his ability to run from back there. And he will run. This is Trevino. He needs to get across the 40 to get a chance. Gets out of bounds, and that's... So you got to keep an eye on his ability to run from back there. And he will run. This is Trevino. He needs to get across the 40 to get a chance. Gets out of bounds, and that's close to first down yardage. We'll take a look at the spot.
Ooh, that is so close.
Circle that as a play here in the first quarter with 22 seconds to go that may swing this game. Cisneros back in at quarterback, hands it off, and now in the secondary on his feet down across the 40-yard line and down to around the 36-yard line. What a run there. Tino goes in motion to the left side. Back here at halftime, band performance.
Champion drumline and an exciting marching corps. This year proves to be one of our greatest yet. This year's show is entitled Overthrow. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Jesus Martinez, Maxine Igoña, and Madison Hernandez.
This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it would be nothing, without a woman. You see, man made the cars to take us over the road. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. Man made electric lights to take us out of the dark. Man made a cup of water like Lord made the earth. This is a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tigers.
Mercedes Tigers make their way back out on the field. The Rattlers are in the tunnel, ready to come out for the second half. We'll take our final break. When we come back, it's the second half kickoff. Here come the Rattlers. We'll let you see them on the field. Here they come. And there are your Sharyland Rattlers. Second half kickoff coming up right after this.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders and our success starts now. La Via ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
We're the St. Joe Bloodhound Cheerleaders, and you're watching Real Sports Live!
And back here at Sharyland, get ready for the second half. And thanks again for tuning in wherever you may be. As the Rattlers, well, I thought they were receiving the second half kickoff. I'm wrong. Tigers did get the ball to start this game and came down and kicked a field goal. My memory's no, Rattlers got it, kicked a field goal. So it's Mercedes' ball, and away we go. A short kick, and they'll let it bounce and field it inside the 30. And so now the only confusion was right here with me. So the Mercedes Tigers will have it to start the second half. Kevin, let's talk about adjustments. Mercedes, 192 yards of offense in the first half, 181 on the ground.
Yeah, outside of that first drive that Mercedes put together, I thought Sharyland, they tightened things down defensively. And it's going to be very telling to see what Mercedes wants to do, and let's see if they decide to turn Cisneros loose in this second half. They've established that running game, but it's been a little bleak after that opening drive.
Terrell Trevino, 10 carries, 83 yards. Ethan Enciso, 10 carries, 73 yards, each with a touchdown. And they'll run it first with Joseph Cisneros. Bounces it left side, takes it to the 35-yard line. And that's 8 yards for Joseph Cisneros, who now has 4 carries for 32 yards. And the Tigers maintaining that edge of, at one time it was better than 8, now still better than 7 yards per carry on the ground. Whistle blows and penalty flags come in with 11:36 to go here in the third quarter.
See, so right there, that's exactly what I talked about. That's a false start against Mercedes was, they established Enciso, they established Trevino, and it's going to open up running lanes for Cisneros, who we know is athletic. We know he can run the football, and right out of the gate, the first 2 plays have gone through Cisneros.
They're looking to maybe pull that third option. Again, the passing game is non-existent, but they haven't needed it. Running play here, that's a first down and more, all the way out to the 49-yard line. Fumble comes out of there, but that's a first down. Ethan Enciso just barreling forward. 17 yards for him. He's now got 90 yards on the ground. First down for Mercedes. Ball at the 43-yard line. One thing about it, the running game of the Tigers and for the Rattlers to keep the ball on the ground for as much as they did, we had a pretty quick played first half. Tigers run it again. Right side, this time the Rattlers are able to shut that one down.
Last week against La Feria, what's La Feria's team total, Mercedes team total on the ground?
209.
209. They went for 470 last week on the ground.
Against La Feria.
Against La Feria. That's where I said La Feria. I was getting there.
2nd and 9 for the Tigers. And they'll run. The defense is there, and they wrap up Trevino for a big loss on the play.
Big play there for Victor Solis. There's defensive coaches too.
We heard them. They smelled that. We talked about that in the off camera at lunchtime, that there are coaches that can spot things just by body language on players and alignment. In this case, those coaches knew they had the right play called. And they think they've got the right one called here on 3rd down and 14. Tigers look to throw. Pass complete. That's a first down. What a pitch and catch. And yards after the catch to the 40.
Yeah, Ram Ayala just sat there in that soft spot of that Rattler defense, and Cincinnati's designed bootleg to the right. That's a pretty impressive throw on the run. And that's big because Sharyland had just come up with a big stop in the backfield from Solis. And
Cisneros now 2 of 3. He's going to run. Left side. Makes a man miss. Spins inside the 35. Thrown backwards there, but that's 6 more yards for Joseph Cisneros. Tigers now with 242 yards of offense. Ball down at the 35-yard line. Quarterback hands it off, and it's Trevino again, and he's going to be wrapped up. Back-to-back carries for Terrell Trevino goes for negative yards, and I didn't think we would have said that all night.
Yeah, that just play took a little while to develop, probably longer than Mercedes wanted to, and it allowed those linebackers to get a good read.
9:08 and counting here in the third quarter of play. Third down, 6 yards to go for Mercedes. Cisneros takes it, hands it off, and Enciso bounces left side. He's got a first down and more. Runs over the safety, gets inside the 25.
Pass the 25-yard line. Going to mark that baby right around the 24.
Well, we got a hold. It's coming back.
Number 68.
So it would have been first down. It's still going to be third down now. Third down and 11. But Enciso, man, that would have taken him near the 100-yard mark in running. You know, you look at the district for the Mercedes Tigers, Kevin, and the offense that they've shown, you look at it and say it's certainly strong enough to contend in their district, scoring points. And here tonight, limiting Sharyland to 10, maybe another bright spot that we haven't even talked about too much. Pass play here for the Tigers, and they won a bunch. Over the middle. Ball tipped away. What a play there. That would have been a big gain.
Yeah, I hate to say, but Trevino, that's a tough play. He heard footsteps, and if he makes that catch, I mean, he had him open over the middle right there. That's a tough play.
He knew he was going to get hit.
It's a tough play to make.
Fourth down for the Tigers. They keep the offense on the field. Fourth down and every bit of 15 yards to go. Now they'll drop back into punt formation. Rattlers have no one back there to return a punt. Punt is away. Takes a bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and just into the end zone. A little excitement there as it started to die inside that 10-yard line.
Yeah.
And that would have been a big possession as far as field position change for the Tigers. Rattlers will have it. And we'll see this Rattler offense back on the field again. Held to just 10 points, Kevin. I did not expect that 14-10 would be our first half score.
No, I didn't think so either. I thought we'd have seen more points, but what do we know? We were both looking shut out just looking at the stat sheet. But, yeah, much credit to this Mercedes defense. You know, and also to Sharyland, too. I mean, they both have played a lot better than at least I anticipated coming into tonight.
Rattlers on the field. First down play, empty backfield, low snap. They'll hand it off. This looks like a busted play. They'll bang it to the left side, get back around the 22-yard line. One of the Mercedes players shaken up as well. Roger Dami said last week, you know, people were asking about guys injured, and we asked him about a couple of guys, and he's like, no, it wasn't injuries. It was a lot of cramping. A lot of cramping happened last week, and that's 3-4 games into the season. I know these coaches condition, but it was still 90 degrees when this kickoff started here tonight.
Well, yeah, wasn't today supposed to be the first day of fall?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Still 90-plus degrees.
Yeah, and it is humid here tonight. So all that has a lot to do with it.
There's rain further west. In that Harlingen game over at Roma, they're having to deal with rain.
A big hand, Hector Sanchez. He's been working hard all night long.
One of the Tigers shaken up, gets up under his own power. Sharyland, though, got back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. And now there's a penalty at the end of it, but against Sharyland, that's a 10-yard penalty. 14-10 your score, 8:23 left here in the third quarter of play. Statistically, the Rattlers have been outgained 239 to 210. Now Sharyland with 161 yards in the air. Krell, 14 of 20 for 155. Another pass completed by Alec Gonzalez. This is a running play right side, and that's going to bring in more penalties on about a 9-yard gain, but it looks like this may be coming back too.
Yeah, that flag came in from a secondary. There's multiple flags, usually against the offense.
Yeah, I was also taken back. We were down on the field for a presentation at the pregame show, and there was no marching band here for Mercedes. They arrived and did perform at halftime for those fans that were tuning in, so you did get to see what you could of both bands. This is another holding call against the Rattlers, and they don't have much more room to go backwards. Kevin, now we're looking about where that ball was close to rolling dead after the punt.
Yeah, it's against Alec Gonzalez. And so, this third quarter, both these offenses, Mercedes, couple of good plays, a little lackadaisy. They had that holding, that hamstring, that drive, and now Sharyland's backed up to a 1st and 20 on another holding call. So
all the way back inside the 10 to the 7, and this is where the Tigers defense can pin their ears back and look to get a stop here, maybe make a big play. And this is where you start worrying about turnovers as well. When you got this much pressure and no room to go backwards in the shadows of your goal line. Krell going to hand it off. They'll run. That goes for about a half a yard. That was a conservative call. Santiago Longoria was the leading ball carrier in the first half. He's now got 6 carries for 26 yards. He also was the leading receiver in the first half with 3 catches for 65 yards. So as Trevino was a big portion of the offense for Mercedes, Longoria accumulating a bunch of the yards for the Rattlers. Empty backfield here for Krell on 2nd down and a bunch. Drops back to throw. Waits, pressure comes. Gets away from a man. Looking, going to keep it. Runs. Gets to the 15. Still well short of a 1st down. 3rd and 15 coming up.
Yeah, just good coverage in the secondary from Mercedes. Multiple times Krell went through his reads. Checked 1, not open. Checked 2, not open. And then he looked deep again. So give this Mercedes secondary some credit.
Field position in the mix right here.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to get at when I was saying that, each of these offenses, they haven't played as well as they had in that first half. And the way it's looking is you're seeing this third quarter just a battle of field position.
Rattlers to throw. Krell has time, throws it over in traffic, and that is caught for a 1st down for the Rattlers.
Right at the 32. That is a big pitch and catch right there for Sharyland.
They needed 15. They got 16 on Jose Signs. 7th catch. He's now got 70 receiving yards. So he overtakes Longoria in the receiving end of things. And that's a big 1st down for Sharyland. They went from 1st and 20 to now 1st and 10 and moved the chains upfield. Krell now on a 1st down play. Hands it off. Room, and now they'll bounce it outside, looking for a block across the 35. That's Longoria again on the carry. He'll gain right at 10. Yep, 10-yard gain. Another 1st down for Sharyland.
2nd and 2.
Well, they'll call him out of bounds after an 8-yard gain. Looked like the chain gang was on the move. Nothing doing. 8-yard gain for Longoria. 2nd and short now for Sharyland. 6:33 to go here in the third quarter. Krell to throw. Underneath, caught by Longoria. Longoria stiff arms a man, gets out of bounds. That's enough for a 1st down.
I feel like a coach now. In my head, I was shouting screen, 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 and I was pointing
because
because
opening up.
Yeah, well, that play was their bread and butter in that first half with Longoria. And this is the first time I see them use Longoria in multiple phases. You know, they've used him to block in the backfield. Kid's built like a fullback, like a linebacker. They use him in the screen game. They use him at the linebacker position.
4 catches, 70 yards for Longoria. Remember, he's got 34 yards on the ground. He'll
lead blocker, too.
Block this time, as that's Alec Gonzalez on the carry. Gonzalez dropped after a short gain.
2nd and 10. Sanchez with the tackle.
Ball out across the 44 of the Rattlers. We're in Sharyland tonight, Richard Thompson Stadium. Our thanks to the Sharyland School District giving us a perfect spot to broadcast this game within this booth and providing the cameras student-run operation here tonight. Krell to throw again. Pressure, hit, sack, down he goes.
First sack we see tonight.
Go back and credit the secondary for coverage for Mercedes because Krell had time to deliver a pass.
3rd and 16.
And that's one thing that they have not been able to do, Kevin. The pass completions, yards after the catch because of Santiago Longoria on his first 2 receptions, but nothing downfield, no big shots taken by Sharyland here in this game.
Right, which I'm a little surprised. Usually you'll see Sharyland go deep once or twice, yeah.
Krell, empty backfield here on 3rd and 15. Now this team has already converted after being 3rd and long. They'll have to call a timeout. Their first timeout of the second half for either team. 4:59 left here in the 3rd. Back with more after this.
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
Do everything with
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
Insurance for all your
Barato.
needs. You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
I'm out.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We are the Border Cowgirls and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeehaw!
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, variadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy 1 barbacoa taco and get 1 free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
Back here after the timeout, Sharyland facing a 3rd and 15. They converted once on 3rd and 15 on this drive. Looking here, that pass is deflected, incomplete. Good pressure coming in from the right side defensively. And 4th down for Sharyland. But important enough for Sharyland, they got out of that end zone situation, and so field position will just be a possession change. Field position advantage, no one really here.
Well, you got a guy like Nanguma back there. We'll see, but it's amazing how the game is flipped here in the 3rd quarter, where it's just, it's almost as if these offenses are just kind of, they're taking, 1 step forward, 2 steps back with these penalties. But, by any means, it was not a possession-type game in that first half, and that's what it's become here in this 3rd quarter.
4:54 to go. The Tigers have to burn one of their timeouts. We'll go ahead and keep it right here, reminding you we've got additional broadcast tomorrow. And got some good games. Kevin's on the road.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice 4-hour trip. I love the turnaround, though. I wouldn't have it any other way because I was like, I told Tino, what time are we getting back? He's like, I have no idea. So I'm like, okay, that plus my hour drive back home. I will be covering for the Sharyland fans out there the snakeskin on Saturday.
And that's going to be a packed house.
Yeah, so I told you, I said, I am going to be a zombie when I wake up, but that adrenaline, I guarantee, will kick in as soon as I walk into the gym.
You were in a packed gym earlier this week as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
What kind of atmosphere was down at Pace?
It was easily the loudest volleyball game I've been to in years.
High snap. No, they'll fake it. Pass play in traffic. Caught. First down for the Rattlers. No. It's a 10-yard gain. They needed 15.
Yeah. They fell about 4 yards shy.
Complete the pass. Tigers take over.
Got it on the replay right here.
Yeah, they decoyed me. I forgot it was 4th and 15. 4th and 10, they complete this pass. You got to get downfield a little further than that.
Yeah, it was a direct snap.
Tigers had that covered. And so now field position, half the field to work with, Tigers advantage. Longoria gets credit for the catch. The direct snap to Gonzalez. So Gonzalez completes his second pass. Tigers now on the run. Short gain across the 50 to the 48.
I don't know if I think I would have just punted there because your defense has played well enough to where you got a guy like Nanguma who can pin him deep. And if we're talking about a game of possessions or field possessions,
half the field to work with. Tigers looking for something big down the sideline. That's caught inside the 25.
Beautiful pitch and catch. At that back shoulder fade. That is a good-looking pass.
25 yards completed pass, and I think that was Trevino that made the catch.
That was Xavier Sanchez.
Okay, Sanchez on the catch. Now a running play inside the 20-yard line. For Sanchez, that's his third catch of the evening. None bigger than that one, though. And now back to the ground game, Enciso gains 5. And they'll run it outside this time, and the ball carrier brought down, but not before he gets to the 10, so that's 7 more yards.
Yeah, he looked like a pinball, just popping off these linebackers. I mean, right now, if you're Sharyland, it's as simple as just wrapping up your guy. Easier said than done, right? But
Enciso now over 100 yards in rushing. Quarterback keeps this one, driving forward. That's Sebastian Villarreal on the direct snap in his possession. He'll gain a couple.
And the way it's shaping up, if Mercedes is able to punch this in and get 6, we're going to circle this drive and circle that 4th down, that fake punt. Every game has that one tipping point.
You're talking ability to go up 2 scores here. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Keeper this time, Villarreal is in the end zone. Sebastian Villarreal.
And they went right back to the well with Villarreal. They ran him out of that Wildcat. And again, it just goes back to Mercedes being able to establish Trevino and Arisco out of the backfield. And they're able to use their weapons like that.
10-point lead for the Tigers, looking to make that 11. Penalty flags raining in. Kick is away, and it's good. That was against the Sharyland Rattlers. They'll decline that penalty or maybe take it on the kickoff. They'll decline it. 21-10 your score. Kickoff coming up. Rattlers get the football. Their offense now needs to get going. Tigers in control on the road. Back after this.
Our service is unmatched. Our commitment to our team and our community, relentless. Our products are innovative and exciting. Fruia, we're what's next now.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Kickoff time for the Mercedes Tigers. Welcome back to the third quarter here at Richard Thompson Stadium in Sharyland. 21-10 Tigers leading, and they'll boom this kick. Back inside the 5. Brought out by the Rattlers across the 10 to the 15. And still on their feet to the 20, spinning forward to the 25-yard line. And the penalty comes in late from the Rattlers side of the field. So we'll take a look at this. Personal foul. That's going to be a face mask against Mercedes. So that's going to move it 15 yards further out. So Sharyland will take over at their 40. It's not panic time, Kevin, but the Rattler fans need to see something opened up here on the offense. You don't want to go away with no points on this possession.
Yeah, this is an important drive, and you're going to tack on those 15 yards. So they're going to get really good field position, and it couldn't have come at a better time. And you're down by 11. You need a score. You gave up a short field. I thought their defense was playing well enough. Right now, this is a big drive for Sharyland.
From their own 40, first down play for Krell. Hands it off. They'll run it. Longoria on the carry. He'll just drive forward, gain a couple, but not much. Clock running, 2:30 to go in the third. Sharyland was 61 yards on the ground on offense. That's right at 3.6 yards per carry on 17 carries. Their passing game, 18 of 24 for 192 as a team. Krell, 16 of 22, 176. The other completions by Alec Gonzalez, who slipped in at quarterback a couple of snaps. Empty backfield here for Krell on 2nd and 9 from their own 41. Krell to throw, quick pass, caught out there by Garza. Garza gets some blocks, stays on his feet, fights forward. Still short of first down yardage. He'll gain 6. Third down coming up.
Looked like he was only going to gain half of that from up here, but he made it happen and was able to get behind his blockers. I thought Garza's played very well tonight.
Determined running. Gabriel Garza, 4 catches, 33 yards in the game. And 3rd and 4 here for Sharyland, and this is about the spot where they punted. Well, they went for a fake punt, turned the ball over to Mercedes last possession. Needing a first down here, Rattlers send a man in motion. That's Gonzalez. They'll hand it off on the jet sweep. He's got a first down. Stays across the 45 of the Mercedes Tigers, thrown forward there. That's an important 9-yard gains if you're a Rattler fan.
Yeah, they needed 2, and they got 9. And from up here, as soon as I saw Alec Gonzalez go in motion, you could bet that he was going to touch the football. And, again, when you get these guys in space, they can do some damage. They got the speed. They got the athleticism to do it.
In Tiger territory are the Rattlers on this first down play. Krell drops back to throw. Delivers. It's caught. That's about a 9-yard gain. Another catch by Jose Saenz, and he's got 8 of those tonight.
Thrown a little bit behind them, but he was still able to adjust and make the catch. And, yeah, they're going to mark him about a half yard shy of the first down.
Krell, again, has not taken any shots deep, and I'm talking about even incomplete passes, nothing beyond the 8, 9, 10-yard range. We know he's got an arm. Good coverage by this Tiger secondary has been a part of that. 2nd and short here. You can sure open the playbook if you want to. Rattler's going to run it, though. They give it back to Longoria. Penalty flag thrown in the vicinity of what would be a hold. Otherwise, it would be a first down, but now we'll sort out the penalty.
Holding. 69 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, previous spot. 2nd down.
And to the strands of the band playing, you heard the call. Drive killers. Talked about it earlier, Kevin. That's a big one. Would have been a first down. Now it's 2nd and 11.
Right, and just about a play or two ago, I was thinking in my head, like, this is the exact drive that Sharyland wanted. It's only 2nd and 11. They got 2 shots here to get a first down.
Could be the final play of the third quarter. Krell to throw. Waits, pressured, hit. Down he goes. That'll wrap up the third quarter of play, and this drive changed complexion on 2 plays. A penalty and now a tackle. Now the officials haven't spotted the football down. Is there a flag? Or are they just changing field position for the fourth quarter? No flag. Back with the fourth quarter after this.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you are watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Now goes Tyson. Back here as we get ready for a third down play for the Sharyland Rattlers. It was going to be 1st and 10 inside Mercedes 30. Now it's 3rd and a bunch. Back across the 50. That catch is made at the Mercedes 44s. Longoria on the catch. Gains 9, but they're still 4th down and long. Rattlers faked the punt last time, Kevin. Do you just go for it here, 4th down? Looks like they are. Down 11, just underway here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you got to go for it here.
Krell now an even 200 yards in passing, 19 of 25. Longoria on 6 catches has 89 yards. They need 8 more here. Krell, a deep drop. Here comes pressure. Steps up. Stays on his feet, running. He will not get there as the Tigers force a turnover on downs.
Wow. We're seeing this Tiger defense. And you're right, we haven't given them as much credit, but they're pitching a shutout in this second half, and they've only given up 10 points.
And this is against a team that, on paper, we thought could put up 30, 40 points tonight in Sharyland.
Baseball, you have slumps, and right now, offensively, Sharyland's in a slump. They only scored 10 against Weslaco.
Yep.
They only have 10 right now through 3 quarters. Still plenty of time in the fourth, but the thing is, the frustrating part for me is I know they got the weapons to do it. It's just penalties have set them back.
Tigers now with a false start on before they take their first snap on this drive. 11:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. I think you circled this drive and say if you're a Tiger fan over there, and they brought a bunch. A lot of them were late arrivals, but they got a pretty good crowd over there on the far side. Is how much time can you take off the clock? You're already up 11. This is that kind of drive where this running game could really take control of this game. Out across the 40 there, that's a 6-yard gain, and Ciso on the carry. He's already over 100 yards. But, Kevin, again, ball control and the ground game could really do some damage here. Quarterback keeper this time, it's Cisneros. He's on the right side. He's got a first down into Rattler territory, still on his feet, down to the 40-yard line.
Wow. Beautiful play. Look at the zone read here. Look at Cisneros and watch the backers. Everyone sells out to Trevino. Cisneros has a clean lane. That's good stuff right there for Mercedes.
Took a while for everyone to get unpiled over there. Cisneros, 6 carries for 56 yards. That's a quiet 56. He's averaging 9 yards a carry, though, on the ground.
Yeah, their offensive coordinator, Pardo, has to be happy with the way this offense, has been clicking. Like I mentioned in the pregame that, they got shut out in week 1. Since then, they put up 21 in the loss against Harlingen. They put up 47 against Mac High in their first win. And then last week, they put up 47 points and still lost. But the point is that, the offense is starting to figure it out. That's a good thing for Mercedes. They're in a very unique district this year with having to face Flower Bluff.
The Harlingen game, 21 points. They had a 65-yard touchdown on a 3rd and 15. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown. And then they had another big play. They had 3 plays, but they showed the explosivity that they haven't needed it here tonight.
No, yeah, and last week we saw a punt blocked for a touchdown.
Here's a running play, and on his horse at the 25-yard line, looking like he is as fresh as anyone. Ethan Enciso, another carry, and another 19 yards.
Last week they had that block punt for a touchdown, and I said, yeah. I said that they're winning on all three phases is a thing.
Blocked a field goal here tonight. This is Cisneros. Keeps it. Bounces it outside. Cisneros inside the 10. 5. Touchdown, Mercedes Tigers. Josh Cisneros may have sealed this game.
What a run. What a run by Cisneros. And again, it just goes back to that zone read. And again, look at the replay. Cisneros, watch the backers.
Everyone commits.
They commit.
And the receivers blocking 15 yards downfield.
Downfield, yeah. And that's what I said. I said, I'm waiting to see when they're going to turn Cisneros loose. They did it in this second half.
7 carries, 75 yards. He's in the mix with a touchdown. He joins Villarreal and Ciso and Trevino with touchdown runs. And the extra point is good. 18-point lead. Rattlers get the kickoff. 10-17 left here in the fourth. Back after this.
Awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We're the Pace Lady Vikings, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Back here, kickoff, and the Rattlers will let that one sail into the end zone. Mercedes now with 346 yards of offense, 290 on the ground, and up by 18 as Bo Krell and the offense for the Sharyland Rattlers make their way on the field.
You know, in the past decade, these two teams have played five different times. That one time in 2015, it was a playoff game. Zach Gomez was a sophomore.
That was when the Adames squared off against each other.
That's when it was the Adame Bowl. Yeah,
Yep.
they're primos, they're cousins, Roger and Ron.
Yep.
Yeah, they're both Mercedes guys.
Right around Thanksgiving. Rattlers on the run. Out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Well, the positive part, and there's not much you take from it if you're a Sharyland fan on that last drive, is that not much time elapsed off the clock. Mercedes was able to score. Clock stops now, and now you are looking up at the clock each and every time after a play. If you're Sharyland, you need bunches of points, and they've got to come in a hurry. Mercedes, hey, we're up 18. Defense, just do what you've been doing. We're fine. Krell keeps it. No, this is a direct snap, and there's some room here. Rattlers on the run to the 40, 35-yard line. Alec Gonzalez on the carry.
He showed off some serious speed right there. My, oh, my. Wow.
Gains 22 on that play. Meanwhile, an injury on the play back around the 30-yard line. One of the Mercedes Tigers is down. And so we'll take a break. 28-10 your score. Back after this.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and/or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student, ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
We're the Edinburgh Lady Bobcats, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
For quality care, contact Mesquite Home Health and Attendant Services today. In Brownsville at 594 Jose Marti Boulevard. Call today, 956-361-5558.
We here at Mesquite want to wish all local athletes good luck in today's game.
Back here, Sharyland Rattlers with a first down at the 31-yard line of the Mercedes Tigers. They'll look to throw. This is Alec Gonzalez waiting, delivering in traffic. A ball tip, penalty flags all over the place. Inside the 5, it's high school rules. They're not going to get the ball there, but it's a penalty against Mercedes, Kevin, and suddenly the Rattlers have opened it up a bit on the offensive end.
And you asked when we were off air, like, can they open it up? And I said they certainly can.
Again, everyone's going down around that 5-yard line where the penalty was thrown. This isn't college rules or high school or pro rules. It's not a spot foul. But it'll be a big penalty of 15 yards against the Mercedes Tigers and take it down to around the 15. Call it the 17 and a half. Clock stops, 9:43 to go. Down 18. It's a 3-score game no matter how you slice it up. Sharyland down here. They've got 320 yards of offense. Needing some big money here. Alec Gonzalez going to keep it, runs. He's up the middle. He's going to get in. Touchdown, 18 yards out, Alex Gonzalez.
Alec Gonzalez showing off the speed, and he just took over this drive for Sharyland. Said, just get me the football. We'll find a way.
9 carries in the game. 79 yards on the ground for Alec Gonzalez. And a touchdown. Extra point coming up for the Rattlers. They're going for a conventional. Thought maybe they would go for 2 here. I'll tell you why in a moment. The kick is away. It's long enough and high enough and good. Makes it an 11-point game. Still 2 scores out. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a field goal. That's the shortest route to get there if you're a Rattler fan. 9:34 to go, 4th quarter. Mercedes will kick it off after this.
You're watching Real Sports Live. Locks up!
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Josh Moody Loans, one of our sponsors here on Real Sports Live. Thank you for tuning in. Josh Moody signed on last year. He's about ready to renew. We hope he continues to do what he's doing with us here. Ball teed up at the 40. Rattlers will boom the kick away. Deep, long, and through the uprights, my friends.
Yeah.
So that's, what is that? 70 yards away from the tee. Yes. And that went through the uprights. Rattler defense on the field. Mercedes Tigers offense, which has generated 346 yards tonight. 290 of that on the ground. They have an 28-17 lead, and they go right to the running game and gain 3. Now, again, Mercedes last time out just moved the ball downfield and scored quickly. Could use one of those drives in which they take up a lot of time. They'll run it here on the jet sweep. Running right side is Sanchez. Xavier Sanchez is brought down. Short. Well, no, he'll stretch out. Looks like the spot will give him a first down. Xavier Sanchez's third carry. Chains move, clock moves. Under 9 minutes to go in the game. Tigers with an 11-point lead. Joseph Cisneros hands it off. Running play right side. Rattlers commit all out to stopping the run there. And Ciso on the carry. If you're just joining us, Ethan Enciso over 100 yards on the running game. Has 17 carries for 133 and a touchdown. 4 different players have run the ball in for scores for this Mercedes Tigers team. 2nd and 10 here. Empty backfield, Cisneros hands it off. This is Sanchez again. Got out to the 40, then a penalty flag comes in. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain. Kevin, do you go 3rd and 7 and keep some clock? Or do you go 2nd down and double-digit yards?
You always want to give yourself an – that's what they call.
Spot foul hold. They took the penalty yards.
Right, so I was going to say you always want to give yourself that extra chance. You know, me being I always say it, the law of average probability.
Take the penalty?
Take the penalty, give yourself 2 shots.
So now Mercedes has it at their own 30. They got to get it to the 46 to get a first down. Call it 2nd and 16 for Cisneros. Hands the ball off. They'll run it. And some room. And a bunch. This may go to the house. They won't catch him. No chance. That's a 70-yard touchdown run. Trevino.
Yeah, that's some breakaway speed and could very well be the nail in the coffin. And, you know, we talked about anytime you have the best player on the field, you're going to have a shot. And this game getting a little nervous for Mercedes. Sharyland came up with a stop. They get a touchdown. And then Trevino just says, just give me the football. I'll find my way into the end zone.
On his 14th carry, he goes to 146 on the ground, his 2nd touchdown run. And the extra point is good. Oh, by the way, he also has some receiving yards.
I mean, he was like, just shot out of a cannon. I think he went untouched.
Terrell Trevino, look at this.
And you know, Sharyland had did such a good job on containing him and not allowing those big plays. But a guy like that, you just keep giving him the football. Like I said, probability, he'll probably get one. Speaking of which, 28-21, Edinburgh Vela falls to PSJ North.
So how long's it been since they've lost to a Valley team?
Well, they hadn't lost a district game since 2019. So it's been a while, and a lot of records kind of broken tonight as far as Vela's consecutive wins in that district. But fully expect to see those two playing later on in November. But shout out to my friend Brett Esparza down there and Coach Kaufman. They're coaches outside of them told me, they said if they don't go 4 deep, something went wrong, and they mean by an injury. But other than that, coaches outside of that coaching staff, they expect them to go pretty deep, along with Edinburgh Vela.
This time they got the SaberCats. Rattlers on a return, get it to the middle of the field, and corralled there.
And the conversation is that, and then I said it to you week 1 or week 6, believe it or not, that I felt 5A was a step ahead of 6A this year. And I know Harlingen's stepped up and blossomed because each week they continue to improve. San Benito continues to improve. But that's it. Outside of those two, I don't think I can look at another 6A team and say, yeah, those guys are some dogs. They can go and get it. In 5A, we have a couple of horses. Brownsville veterans, every week that they continue to win and get better, they look better and better every week.
Rattlers on the run. Tigers string that play out. Getting across the 25. That short yardage gain by Santiago Longoria.
You got PSG North, you have Vela, you have Mission Veterans. I think Sharyland is going to be fine. Speaking of which, we talked about this off the air, was that, Sharyland's getting ready for district play. It's going to be very interesting to see how this district plays out because, we talked about question marks for both these teams. Mission Veterans.
Question marks.
I picked them to win at Harlingen, and I was looking at that game like a defensive game, with what those two coaches bring to the table.
Broken play here ends up getting a first down for Sharyland. Alec Gonzalez, and then there's a penalty flag thrown, and that's probably going to be against Alec Gonzalez.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike. I did not see that happening at all with the way they lost at Harlingen. And again, last week I picked Mission Vets again against San Benito. But right now defensively they need it. They need to figure it out. They need to find a solution. Losing Luis de Hoyos was huge. I told David Gilpin, me to him, I said, that's your Landry Gilpin on the defensive side of the ball. That's how good Luis de Hoyos was. And he's so good, Joe, that it's a domino effect where you lose him, and then now all of a sudden this district, who I picked Mission Vets to win, with a guy like Luis de Hoyos, Cody Von Wald, Isaac Ayala, you lose your best player, talking about Tyrell Trevino. Anytime you got your best player, right, you're going to have a shot. I feel them losing him. Guys are going to have to step up in that role. Point being that this district, to me, is now kind of opened up a little bit. Pioneers playing better. They're telling me that offensively, they figured things out. They're scoring points, traditionally like they always have.
Rattlers got a first down, and then there was penalties against both teams. Incomplete pass there.
And then you got Sharyland. I'm sure Corral is hoping to be healthy by the time district play comes. I know Coach Gilpin told me they're expecting some guys back that they're missing by the time they open up against Pioneer in a couple of weeks. And all of a sudden, that game's huge because Pioneer plays as well as they have been. A month ago when the season started, I said I would take Mission Vets in that football game. Now it's like Pioneer's playing better than we thought. And that game becomes all more interesting. The Snakeskin Classic when Sharyland and Pioneer play against each other.
Krell this time is pressured, gets away a pass, and somehow Longoria makes a catch. I don't know how Krell got that pass away.
I don't know either. That looked a lot like Brett Favre.
It's a highlight 4-yard pass completion.
Let's check that out.
He was wrapped up, hit. How did he throw it?
I have no idea. I played baseball. We played baseball. I don't. I couldn't make a play like that. But
so that district now is.
It's more wide open than you think.
Third down play here for Sharyland. Krell to throw. Delivers downfield. Had a man. Incomplete pass. Overshoots Victor Solis, who had got behind the defenders. And now fourth down with 6:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Mercedes Tigers now sensing we can get what we came in here for, and that was that win to propel us into district play. Another district in which there's a ton of question marks as to who's going to step up there.
Yeah, I mean, you just traditionally and off of brand alone, Flower Bluff, Gregory Portland, those are two extremely tough opponents right out of the gate for Mercedes.
Low snap, Krell gets to it, has to run, throws it away. He was going to get sacked anyway. It was fourth down. And now there's a penalty flag thrown. It's got to be intentional grounding. Doesn't matter. It was fourth down. Yeah, we'll sort it out, but go ahead.
Mercedes will go into their bye week, and then they'll start at Valley View, who, by the way, I never told you this, but that PI Valley View game, PI only won by 1 at Valley View.
Really?
Yeah. I thought PI may have had that one in the bag by a couple scores. But Hector Ayala is the coach there at Valley View, so they're figuring things out there. But then they're home against Flower Bluff, they're at Gregory Portland, and then they're home to Ed Calchelsa, and then they're home to Porter. So, we figured they'll handle their business against Valley View, and then that's a tough 4-game stretch.
They get Flower Bluff at home, which if you're going to enter the tough part of your district play, get it at home. See what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yep.
Either way, home or away, Gregory Portland, and then Ed Calchelsa, obviously, there's no need to go into, everyone knows what that game is.
Tigers run it, and they're going to get another big run inside the 10, down to the 5. Is he in again? No, out of the 1.
And that is some violent running from Tyrell Trevino, and I'm just very impressed with how hard he's running this late in the football game. He's that kind of running back where he just gets stronger as the game goes on.
He's got 174 yards in the game on the ground, 98 in the last 2 carries, 70 and now 28. First and goal for the Mercedes Tigers, leading 35-17, still 6:08 to go in the fourth quarter. And why not? Give it right back to Trevino. In for a 3rd time in the night, another touchdown.
There's a flag.
Far side of the field, offsides defense, decline that. And Tyrell Trevino continues to be that guy. I think that's what Coach called him. When he got that guy.
Yeah, anytime, like I said, you got 22 on the field, you got a shot.
Extra point for the Tigers, and suddenly Mercedes, we talked about it, that offense is getting it in gear. 42 points this week. 6:04 to go. They'll kick off after this.
Hija, tomorrow's your quinceañera. I need you to call your padrinos and tell them thank you for the salon, the tamales, the dress, el DJ.
Ay, Ama, you called them. I didn't even want a quinceañera in the first place. I would have preferred to have gone to Paris instead.
I will, fine. I'm gonna give you your surprise gift early.
Huh?
Guess what? You're going to Paris.
How?
Well, I've been saving mucho dinero all year in insurance thanks to Pronto Insurance.
Let's just skip the quinceañera and go straight to Paris.
Call your padrinos right now.
Okay.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
I love what I do. I
love
really
what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
Back here in Richard Thompson Stadium, quiet here for the home side as the Sharyland Rattlers on a parents' night. Looking up at the lopsided 41-17 score, and they're on the wrong side of that score as far as the winning side, as the Mercedes Tigers have come in here. First of all, defensively have done a better than average job, and then the offense is getting almost scary again on the kick return. Rattlers take it out across the 40-yard line to about the 41. No quit there on that return by Eric Gonzalez. Santa Rosa wins again tonight. Knock off.
Got a win on the road against George West. 14-12. I'm interested to see that box score.
There was a penalty flag also thrown against Mercedes on that kickoff. It was a 5-yard variety. They'll take it after the run. So Sharyland starts at the 47 of the Mercedes Tigers. 5:52 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. Bo Krell, 20 of 27 for 204. in the passing game. Empty backfield here. Waits, no one downfield open. He runs, gains a couple. And looking down, he had a receiver on the sideline, double covered. A receiver on the far side, covered. Slot covered. No one to throw to for Bo Krell. Good defense by the Mercedes Tigers. And Kevin, that was the missing piece for Mercedes a couple of weeks ago, even last week. Hey, our offense is scoring some points. What's going to happen on that other side of the field? This defense gets better, that they could be a much different looking team than the 1-3 that the schedule and the standings would reflect. Pass completed there.
Right, they beat Pace in the season opener, and they lose in overtime to Hannah. It was here at Richard Thompson. They lose to Rowe by a touchdown. They got waxed against Westlake 41-10. But like I said, we've seen the flashes of what Sharyland can do, and pulling up their schedule, they'll go into the bye like Mercedes, and majority of the Valley will next week. They start at Roma, then they're at PSJ Memorial, and then they won't be back home until the big one, October 21st, and that's against David Gilpin and Mission Vets. And like I said, I still feel today that game will decide the district title in a couple weeks, and then back-to-back games, they'll have Mission Vets, and then they'll have Pioneer, and then they'll wrap up the season against Southwest. But how about PSJ Memorial? They doubled their win total from last year. Prior to that, they didn't win a game at all.
Mm-hmm.
Will Littleton, in his second year there at PSJ Memorial, you can see that their numbers are getting better. They got kids showing up to strength and conditioning, and a lot of people think, it really bothers me when fans will say, well, coaching's easy. Well, guess what? It's not, because it's more than just showing up and coaching here on a Friday night, and it's especially with UIL allowing coaches to have more leeway in the summer with strength and conditioning. And coaches will come up and tell you, say, hey, you'll see a coach in August, and you'll say, how was your summer? And they'll say, what summer?
Yeah.
They get maybe about a week or two off because now they can, implement more strength and conditioning over the summers. Dan Gomez last week, he's known for his coaching staff going to the classrooms and the hallways and finding guys and getting them in the weight room, getting them on the football field. And, it's a 24/7, 365 job. It's a year-round gig. For these coaches.
5:02 to go. Pass completed there as the Rattlers have it inside the Mercedes 40 now. At the end of this game, we'll be naming our player of the game, our Economy Awards player of the game medal. Right now, I think it's barring some miraculous plays. That's destined to land in Terrell Trevino's hands, and we can call that with 4:31 to go in the fourth. Mercedes leading 41-17. Krell to throw again. Gets away from the pressure, delivers a ball up for grabs down in the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Rattlers. Take a look at the airtime for this ball.
Yeah, that ball never came down. Krell set his feet, chucked it up. That's just your 50-50 ball.
And caught for the touchdown.
Oh, well. Yeah, so we've seen the glimpses of what Sharyland can do offensively. We've seen what they can do defensively, but yeah, I think that October 21st game will be very telling. But back to Coach Will Littleton was, I talked with him when he first got the job, and I still keep in touch with him. And it's just getting the kids to buy into what you're selling, and getting them to get into the weight room and buy into that off-season program.
2-point conversion for the Rattlers, and that's also good as Krell finds Jose Sainz. And so the Rattlers score again.
I'm sorry, you asked me on the last drive, would you kick an onside kick? I said no, I think there's still plenty of time. That was like with 8 minutes. Now I think you go into your bag of tricks and you ask James Penbrook, your special teams coordinator, what's the best special teams onside kick play you got here? Let's
see what it looks like against another team.
if you can get another 8 points, it's a one-possession game. Right, all of a sudden. But you got to get this onside kick here. But yeah, so PSJ Memorial, they played a lot better. Southwest under Coach Estrada, they're a rebuilding year. They're on the road tonight against Edinburgh North. They're down 28-7, but Roma always tends to be a grand mystery for everybody. But you'd figure that just traditionally and off of brand that they'll be in the postseason as that fourth team, at least in my opinion.
Hanging out there in the West.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Max Habecker, by the way. He's now the AD over in Roma, and he was the head coach there. And I know when they were in 5A with Vela and Mission Vets, and man, those were some games.
Yep.
That you want to cover as a writer, photographer, whatever. But I know Roma has had some teams in the past.
Kickoff coming up by the Rattlers. Tigers have a bunch of guys up there expecting an onside kick. And it's a deep kick. Takes a bounce at the 20, fielded there at the 15. And Mercedes will have it at the 17. Up 41-25. Sharyland has one timeout remaining. Well, 2 timeouts remaining. Mercedes with 464 yards of offense, 400 on the ground. How many yards did they gain on the ground last week?
On the ground last week at La Feria, they ran for 470.
405 tonight.
Yeah, that's impressive. And last week Tyrell Trevino carried it 12 times for 228 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tonight, what is it, $177?
Yep, they'll hand it off, and this time the Rattlers stop that for a very short gain. That's Enciso. Enciso on any other night would be like 18 carries, 137 and a touchdown, solid as a rock. Overshadowed by Trevino's 3 touchdowns. Sharyland burns another timeout. Just under 4 minutes to go.
So how about, speaking of 5A, Brownsville Veterans 59, PSJ 14.
That Brownsville Veterans team, Kevin, we talked about it when we saw them. We saw them the first game against San Benito, turnover central. But a solid physical football team.
Mm-hmm.
Could they get better? Yeah, if they didn't turn the ball over.
Right.
And that's always a big if when
Right.
you look at a team that turns it over often.
Right.
Turnovers again, but got better, and now are suddenly manhandling people.
Well, last week against PI, my first question to Ruben was not how many rushing yards did they have, but how many times they turned the football over, and he said once, and it was in the first quarter.
There you go.
So that's progress, because Coach Kelly Lee will tell you one's too many.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But if you're going to have one, and if it's early like that in the first quarter, and you're not going to turn it over the rest of the game, Coach Kelly will buy that for $1.
He'll buy that, yeah.
I'm just really impressed with what he's doing there in year 2. That triple option, it's unique, and
their defense is as physical as anybody we've seen.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. No, hey, J.C. Ramirez, man, that guy, he brings that brand of defense, and you remember in 2018 with Brownsville Hannah. With that team, how special they were, an extra point away from going to the 4th round. But that was J.C. Ramirez's defense down there at Hannah, so he's built a reputation of having a physical, hard-nosed defense, and that's what Brownsville Veterans is doing. And it's like all of the pieces of the puzzle just coming together beautifully.
It's like the way the offense wears you down, the defense beats you down,
right?
And then and they're they're getting some confidence at that team. There's a running play. Now this is going to be a crucial stop. No more timeouts left for the Sharyland Rattlers. But Kevin, they came in right there. It's a 2-possession game, 16 points. But they did what they needed to do right there. Got force a 4th down.
Right.
Should be a punt coming up and good field position. 3:25 to go. You didn't try an onside kick. Coach had something up his sleeve, and right now, Rattlers doing everything they have to do They're still going to need some help, but hey, they're in position, as Mercedes will definitely let this play clock run out. Game clock down to right at 3:02. They call the timeout, and Mercedes will punt it. Well,
Yeah, what Sharyland did was they're going to bank on that 3 and out, force a punt, get good field position, and get in the end zone. And then save the onside kick for that
one last shot.
That last shot, right.
Never say never. I've been around enough high school football games that I've seen some zany stuff happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a playoff game years ago in which the team coming in was state ranked in the top 10 and were down by 22 points with 3-something to go. And I was like, they need to score 2 touchdowns, get 2 onside kicks, and they don't have any timeouts left. And they won the game on a Hail Mary with 1 second to go. And the team, team I was covering was just shocked. It was on their home field. They knew they had a top 5 team beat. Nothing doing. Punt time for the Tigers. They'll kick it away. Short kick. Takes a bounce, and the Rattlers will field that. Coaching staff to our right side was saying get away from that ball, but Alec Gonzalez is like, I want to make a play.
Yeah, just shouting Peter, 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 and if I'm the special teams coordinator, James Penbrook, I am beside myself. I mean, I'm sorry, they had no business around that football.
Alec Gonzalez,
Oh,
though,
boy.
trying to make a play.
No,
I know,
away.
I know. So now it's Rattler ball at the 41 of the Mercedes Tigers. Now the last play from right here that the Rattlers ran resulted in a touchdown.
Well, you know the old adage in baseball, you need a bloop and a blast. Well,
They had lightning in a bottle the last drive with that 45-yard touchdown strike. Bo Krell now with 268 yards in the air. Need some magic here with 2:49 to go. Rattlers still down 2 scores. Tigers creeping up at the line of scrimmage. Krell drops back to throw. They pick up the pressure. He throws it. It's underthrown, incomplete. Looking for Jose Signs. One of the fans chiming in. He thinks Mercedes and Porter will battle for 3rd place in that district. And I don't think that's out of range to predict.
no, as of now, no. I mean, Porter's undefeated for a reason, regardless of who they played. I mean,
it's called winning the games you're supposed to.
Right.
If you want to be a playoff team.
Yeah, and you know, Gunnar Williams he's legit.
Second down play here for the Rattlers. Krell gets this pass away. Gonzalez with a catch. Out of bounds, right about the 36. That's short of first down yardage. Alec Gonzalez and Bo Krell have hooked up a few times here tonight in the passing game. 2:35 to go, 4th quarter. 3rd and, call it 5 to go for the Rattlers. Krell overloads the far side of the field with 3 receivers here. See if he takes another shot downfield. It's man-to-man coverage back there. Drops back. He'll go right side. That's going to be short, picked off by the Mercedes Tigers. Tigers on the return, trying to get to the far side of the field. Penalty flag is thrown.
Yeah, that was Xavier Sanchez. Krell rushed that pass because of the pressure. That was a penalty after the play, so the interception will stand. Just look at the pressure that Mercedes brings Krell off his back foot, and he just heaved that one up. I mean, really just the first mistake I think he's made all night.
And with 2:19 to go in the 4th quarter. So the Tigers will take over on the interception. We had to wait for the call there by the official.
Correction. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So with 2:19 to go, no timeouts remaining for Sharyland. You can't quite get to zeros by taking 3 knees, but you're close if you're the Mercedes Tigers. And they get a bye next week, so all these injuries these coaches were worried about, they can get some guys healed up. They'll run it, bounce it outside, and across the 20. Tyrell Trevino, another carry, and another 7 yards.
4:09 left out west in the Wild West in Roma. Harlingen 56, Loreto United 49. United just scored a touchdown all of a sudden.
What's Rudy doing? He's climbing into these games these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, seriously, he has found himself into a couple of shootouts.
Minute 40 to go here in this one. Tigers waiting for the play clock to run down. It's down to 2. They'll take a snap, hand it off, and this is Trevino again, bouncing it outside. Trevino on his horse. Trevino down the sideline. He may go again for a 4th time in the night. This one's for 77 yards. Touchdown, Tyrell Trevino.
Well. That is just, the kid's a game breaker. And as a DC, you circle his name and say, this is the guy we got to watch. This is the guy we got to try and stop. But he's been doing this all year.
Tyrell Trevino. 18 carries, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns.
All eyes out west in Roma, and why not?
Harlingen with the ball. I'm just going to keep track of that. They got a big gain there. Gained about 9. They were in a 3rd and 19. Kickoff coming up here with a minute 20 to go. All right, Kevin, easy call tonight. Player of the game. Economy Awards, Tyrell Trevino.
Yeah, he is. I mean, at first I thought Anisco was making a case, but Trevino has just completely dominated in this second half. And when Mercedes needed a play, simple. You give the ball to your best player.
And you talk about players getting stronger as the game goes on. His last 5 carries, 70 yards, 28 yards, 3-7, 77.
Yeah.
That's 4th quarter carries.
Yeah, and for me, 70, 28, 77.
Yeah.
In the second half.
Three of his last 5 carries went for scores. Just amazing night for Tyrell Trevino. He bettered his rushing performance from last week.
Yeah, he went 228 last week, 4 scores, 12 carries.
That was not a player of the game.
Yeah, 18 carries, 261. Yeah, so if this was fantasy football, you'd want Tyrell Trevino on your team.
Kickoff, and the Rattlers return it with a minute 20 to go up the middle of the field at about the 31-yard line.
But, this is good for Mercedes. It's good for Roger Adame. It's good for that football team that, you look back, the first 2 weeks of the season, and things looked tough for the Tigers. Weslaco, your neighboring city, somewhat of a rivalry game. You get shut out. You're home against Harlingen, and they score 76 points at your house. So, if we were to say, 2 weeks ago, Mercedes would be putting things together offensively and come out with a win at Sharyland, most people would look at you weird. But, much needed win for Mercedes.
Longoria gets about 4 yards on that carry. Yeah, I was there. I watched the Harlingen game, and I saw very little life in the Mercedes Tigers, especially right out of the gate. Harlingen came in there and the old adage, punched him in the mouth early. Did. Scored points, and just you could tell the Tigers were backpedaling against the Harlingen Cardinals. had some big plays, tried to build on that at the end of that game, and continued to play hard, which is a Roger Adame type of a team that he's not going to let you quit, regardless of the score. And they were shelled. They put up they had a bunch of points thrown at them in their home field. But to their credit, they've won 2 of their next 3.
Yeah, and not to mention that, they're averaging 38 points in these last 3 games, and they put up 48 here tonight. Very impressed with Mercedes offensively, and I'm sure Adame, I'll talk to him here in a bit, that this is what they wanted, and that last dress rehearsal. But for Sharyland, I still feel that they're going to be okay. They're going to figure it out. This is a winnable district for Sharyland, and they're going to go into the bye week. They're going to figure it out. They're going to get healthy, like we said, and then they'll go from there. But very impressed with Mercedes. And, yeah, Tyrell Trevino hit a couple of home runs here tonight.
Ball game over here, 48-25 the final score. Again, congratulations to our Economy Awards player of the game, Tyrell Trevino. He'll receive his medal. Hope you enjoyed that broadcast tonight. Those of you that have been watching this game, flip it over. United just got to stop. They force Harlingen to punt. United now has the football at the midfield stripe, right at 3 minutes to go, and a 1-score game. So if you were watching this one, tune into Rudy. Tell him we said hey. Tell him he once again drew the big game. 48-25 the final score here. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Till next time.